We're good to go. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to episode 107 of the Koi Market Koi Marketplace. So, I'm going to start this off by saying, shame on me for opening my big fat mouth and saying that we don't get any snow and that it never snows here and it's probably not going to snow here, and here we are. We are now in day 2 of snow. We are now in day 2 of snow this week. And I'm sorry, it's my fault. I know it's my fault. It wouldn't have snowed if I didn't say anything, but I did. It got super cold this week. We had our first snow. When was our first snow? It was Tuesday. It was probably about 6 or 7 inches, depending on where you were on the island. And today, we have pretty much the same. That's not the same. I mean, right now it's flurries. There was actually more snow back home on the South Shore. Probably about, 4 inches, 5 inches. This is about 3 inches here. It's cold, but it's going to be warmer next week. It is what it is. But we did get some stuff done this week, so I'm happy about that. Michael and Gabe are here. I know that they would rather be home sleeping and not doing this. Say hi, guys. I do find it a little bit hard to believe that we're going to be starting spring openings in 2 weeks, which is the March 1st is right around the corner. I think our first spring opening is on the 3rd. Kind of crazy that we're even talking about opening ponds right now. It's probably about, I don't know, what is it right now? 33 degrees right now. So, do I think we're going to be opening ponds in 2 weeks? Probably not. But we have to plan ahead. We're getting our calendars all set up. We probably have about 300 customers on the list for opening. If you want to get on that list, make sure you reach out to me. If we're already doing spring openings, we've done spring openings in the past, you're already on our list. But if you live on Long Island and you're looking for someone to do spring openings, we're happy to do them for you. We are the largest, I would say, pond maintenance company on Long Island. We service hundreds and hundreds of customers. So how many people we have on this morning? 20. Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Did you guys get snow? Or do I not want to know? I was saying we did get a whole bunch of stuff done this week. So let's walk around a little bit and talk about what's gotten done. So the big pond has been excavated. We're not going to show you too much of it right now because I want to leave a little bit of a surprise for you. But this wall right here is actually our infinity edge wall. So water will actually be coming over this wall, and we'll have fountains in front of this area. We'll have a waterfall there and fountains coming in front of this wall here. And we'll have more waterfalls in the corner, and we'll have another water feature over there. And then stairs are going to wrap up and around. But it's a good sized pond. Next week I'll give you some more information on dimensions. Only because I'm going to say I don't know, because we actually widened it a little bit yesterday. It was mud soup here. This whole area was complete mud. It's kind of nice to walk on the snow because my feet are not getting, you can see, look down on the ground there. I mean, it's mud. But the snow is actually, keeping some of the mud off of our feet. So we're trying to do a couple of things here. Next week, the Koi Market container is getting moved over there. So that's kind of exciting. We found a guy that's going to come and move that. And we're going to open up this area here. So we're excited to do that. And what else? What else? Nothing much else happened over here. We haven't done any work on the fountain area this week, but the final, I'm happy to say the final, we have a new shear descent, which is really cool shear descent that's coming in for this wall, so we can finish this wall. We started doing the AZAC, so you can see this is what the whole building is going to look like. It's going to be all white, so you're not going to see the wood on the front anymore. It's going to look like that. We did have some leaking issues, so this actually is helping to seal it in. What you got there? This is all coming along. So we just ordered, this is all brick now. You can't see it, but we now have a huge brick patio here, and the brick patio goes so it looks like we're almost halfway with the brick, and we have to brick the rest of this. I just ordered the plastic, so we have double plastic going on here, just like the plastic we have in the other greenhouse. So we use a clear plastic, and then I use an extra thick 12 mil woven plastic. It's a very, very heavy duty plastic that's going to cover on top of that. We just ordered really nice custom double doors for here, and then we're going to be putting a wall in the middle of this greenhouse. It's actually getting cut in half. So we're going to have the tropical side and the hardy side, I guess, whatever you want to call it. This is Chris's domain, so it's whatever he's going to do. But the idea here is that, all his pine trees and all the other trees, deciduous trees, thank you, will stay on that side, and then all the tropicals will go on this side. There's a lot of business in the tropical side. We're not doing a lot of that now, so we're going to start doing more of that. We're also going to be doing some tropical aquatic plants in here too. So I saved 2 tanks. You can see them over there. Those tanks are going to go in here somewhere. We have to figure that out. Those will go here, and then we'll do some really nice tropical water lilies in here. Maybe some tropical lotus in here. Not too much, but just enough. I mean, some customers really want to have some of the tropical plants. The tropicals have nicer flowers. They have more flowers. They're just nicer colors than the hardies. It is what it is. We can do night bloomers, which are really cool. Night bloomers, as they are described, only bloom at nighttime, which is pretty cool. So if you have lighting on your pond, the flowers for the lilies only come out at night. And they're a gorgeous giant flower. That's always nice to have one of those in there. And that'll be great. That's what's planned for here. And I bought 2 marginal tables that are going to go over here just to carry all the marginal plants that we normally do. And then the rest will go into these aquatic plant tanks over here. So there's a lot planned. That whole pergola that says bonsai in front of the big koi house is actually getting moved over here. How we move it, I don't know. That's to be determined, but we are going to be moving it. It's coming into here. I finally cut these up. We've been bringing them all over the place for so long. I finally cut them up. Those are garbage. And as far as the outside, that's really it. We got some fence work done. It is chilly out today. Any comments? Any questions? No one saying anything? How many people are on? 29. We got 29 on. It's just one of those blah days. Not really sure what to say. Gabe, if you hit me with another snowball, your face is going into the snow. Did it go in? We put this fence up so you can see this is so I wanted to cut off that area. There's no reason for anyone to go back there, so we put this gorgeous white PVC fence here. And then we'll have other stuff that we're storing back here. But there's really no reason to go back there or see back there. So now when you come in, we'll have a little sign on there that says, so sorry that way. And that's where you go to see the fish. To block me? I don't know. With the snow on it, it might be. I think you might be able to see my head. You're going to aim at my head? Now let's see if you can hit my head. I gave it a try. We're going to jump into some other things on quicker today just because, there's not a lot of stuff we can do outside today. If you guys have any questions about anything, how are your ponds doing? Go ahead.
Alan is asking.
Hi, Alan.
What are some of the bacteria in the
The question is what?
What are some of the bacteria
So it's a good question. So Alan asked, which Alan is that? Hi, Alan. Alan's been a long time customer as we've been friends for many, many years. So Alan, there's different types of beneficial bacteria. You have your beneficial bacteria called your nitrifying bacteria, which is your Nitrosomonas and Nitrobacter bacteria. That bacteria is the bacteria that is important for a bead filter that's going to break down the ammonium nitrite. That beneficial bacteria will not start to kick in until your water is at least 65 and not outside temperature. We're talking about water temperature. Then you have sludge-eating bacteria. So sludge-eating bacteria, there is a cold water bacteria, which we still have to experiment with. And then there is, your general sludge-eating bacteria, which is a fairly common bacteria. And that bacteria will probably start kicking in, I'm going to say, in the 55 to 60 degree range. Will start to break things down. And you can put it in, I would say between 50 and 60. Do not put the nitrifying bacteria in, which is a much more expensive bacteria. Do not put that bacteria into your pond until your water is at least 65 degrees, guys. Really important. And as we get into the warmer weather, which it's kind of a hard conversation to be having while we're standing here in the snow, then we'll start going over these things in more detail. Let's bring them into the store. What do you got? Hi, Michael. Yes.
What about
So let's go inside and we'll answer this. It's a good question, Michael. The store is a complete mess. We're trying to really organize it right now. So water can become very acidic. This is answering Michael Adrian's question. Water can become very acidic from rain and snow. And normally I would say just rain because we don't get any snow, but clearly I'm not a weatherman. So you have to keep an eye on it all winter long, or you can end up with what's called a pH crash. And you want to keep your pH is anywhere from 7 to 8.5 is fine. Anything below 7, below neutral, you have to keep an eye on, and that's when you're in pH crash territory. And we get this all the time. We get customers calling with fish that died. And it's usually your bigger fish that die first, because your pH has become very unstable. Your KH is at a very low level, and it's really important to use. We use baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, to raise your KH, and it will also raise and buffer your pH. It'll take it to a max of 8.4, I think. I think it'll raise it to a max of 8.4. What you do have to be careful of is a potential ammonia spike. You can get ammonia spikes if we get some warm weather and your fish start eating algae and anything that they can find. Do not feed your fish. But your fish can definitely start eating things in the pond and create an ammonia spike in the pond in the warmer weather during the winter. If that case happens, you do need to try and do a water change. You can also use products like Chloramex, like Michael Adrian was commenting on. When you're dealing with raising your alkalinity and your pH and stabilizing your pH, the best way to do it would be to do it based on a KH test kit. We sell them here. Do we have any KH test kits around? I got one. Have you tested that oxygen one? Works pretty good. So standard, we stay away from the dip style of test kits. They're just not as accurate as these. There are other products you can use that are digital that will give you a very accurate reading. You do have to calibrate them, and the what do you call it? The reagent is expensive, so you got to spend a lot of money on those. I know that there's also some automatic ones. We've tested them out in the past, but again, you're paying monthly for the reagents, and it just didn't make financial sense for us to do it. But for a homeowner, then that could make sense. I can't remember what was the name of that one that was out there. Do you remember? The Senai one, right? It's a product from a company called Senai Ponds. And we never actually carried it because we ran into some issues. We did some tests with it. It worked briefly, but then again, having to constantly do the reagents, and literally being on a monthly payment plan to pay for reagents just didn't sit right with me. So I just didn't want to do that. With these, you get a tremendous amount of life out of these. It's 160 tests. This one is going to be quite a bit less, I think. Yeah, it depends on how many times you're gonna test it. But on the pH one, you get 160 tests out of it. So to raise your KH, which will also buffer your pH. And when I say buffer your pH, it means it'll keep it at level because your pH is going to be swinging up and down day and night. To keep that at level, you can raise your KH using baking soda, and it'll actually stabilize your pH. So it's a half cup per 1,000 gallons will raise it 20 points. And what the heck does that mean? Half cup will raise it 20 points. Well, we try and keep our KH at about 125. To keep it 125, we need to add baking soda, and then we need to be able to test with a KH test kit to monitor it. So when you're testing, it's about 7 drops is about 125. So let's say you tested it and you came out and you're at 105, and you know what the number was because you'd know based on how many drops it took to get to X. And you were at 105 and you had 1,000 gallon ponds. Okay, so a half a cup of baking soda per 1,000 gallons will raise it 20 points, which means that if I put a half a cup of baking soda in, I would go up another 20 points and I would be at 125. Every pond is different because it's a different amount of gallonage, so you have to do the math. But it's fairly simple, and if you have any questions about it, I can certainly help you with that. On your pH, as I was saying, you can have a pH from 7 to up to 9, and your fish can handle it. It's quick pH swings that they don't like, and pH crashes that can be devastating. The only other issue is if you have ammonia. Anything above neutral, a 7, if you have ammonia in your pond, will become that much more toxic. I think it's what is the jump? It's a factor of 10 for every, huh? Yeah, it's a factor of 10. Your ammonia toxicity will be up a factor of 10 for every point that it goes up, I believe. Something like that. I don't remember. I have to take a look. This is not what I thought I was going to be discussing today, so I don't remember. Any other questions regarding this? Yes. Is aeration a must if your pond is covered and is not freezing over? So I think aeration is always a must. Aeration is the most important thing that you can add to your ponds. So let's talk about the benefits of aeration, and why you should always have aeration in your ponds. Okay. So aeration obviously provides oxygen for your fish, but aeration also provides oxygen for your beneficial bacteria, your sludge-eating bacteria as well as your nitrifying bacteria. So your sludge-eating bacteria that's breaking down debris in the ponds, and your nitrifying bacteria that's going to break down the ammonia and nitrite that's created by the fish. It creates current and flow, so it can actually pull debris up from the bottom, and then it can create current that can push it towards in a direction. So you want to actually keep it opposite your skimmer. So if your skimmer is on one side of the pond, you want to make sure your aeration is on the other side. You don't want on the other side of the ponds. You don't want to put your aeration in the middle because it'll create turbulence and it'll actually block debris from getting to your skimmer on the other side. Rather, use your aeration, use it in conjunction with your waterfall. I'm not a huge fan of aerated bottom drains, guys, and I'll explain that to you. You want to utilize the aeration over by your waterfall. You can put it under your waterfall. You can put it to the left or to the right of your waterfall, and it'll help push debris across the ponds. An aerated bottom drain, although it works by actually creating pull and lift. So when the aeration is, you have your aerator in the middle of the pond, or wherever your aerator, your bottom drain with air, wherever it's located in the middle of the pond, it will pull debris towards it. The issue I have with it is I'd rather have the aeration where it works best for my pond and the current. If you put it right in the middle of the pond, it's going to block everything. It's going to block your view of the fish, which it can be very annoying. It's also going to keep debris on one side of the pond. And that's for a pond that you can have a 12 to 14, 15 foot wide pond. And if your aeration is vigorous enough, it'll actually still keep debris on one side of the pond. I was at a customer's house last week, and we were actually experimenting with this, and we turned the aeration off. He had a whole bunch of foam on one side of the pond, and so let's turn the aeration off for a few minutes, and then everything ended up going to the other side of the pond, and it went into the skimmer, and it was gone. And I said, well, you know what? We need to move your aeration to the other side of the pond so it helps push that debris towards the pond. Otherwise, it creates this invisible barrier that will keep debris, any surface debris, on that side of the pond. So if you have leaves and debris that land on that side, they're eventually just going to sink down to the bottom and they're going to stay on that side of the pond. So we were going over the benefits of aeration. So we discussed the benefits for your bacteria. We discussed it creates current and flow. It also destratifies the pond. And what that means is it takes the low oxygen water from the bottom of the pond and it mixes it with the higher oxygen water at the top of the pond, which is super, super important. It gets rid of any dead zones in the ponds. And then the added benefit is that in the wintertime, it keeps a hole in the ice and it degasses the ponds. Now, is everyone's ponds freezing this year? Did you get ice on your pond, Michael? Yeah, it's still not cold enough to get ice on the ponds here in New York, where we are. It could be that way in other parts of New York. But in other parts of the country, I mean, you guys may be, frozen solid a couple of inches. I mean, again, we were having this conversation last week where I was talking about how it used to snow and doesn't snow anymore. And we had a greenhouse. We didn't always have a greenhouse over the ponds at the store. And there was a year where the snow where the ice froze. It was a good 8 to 10 inches thick on the tanks, which was crazy. and we would have to chop all the ice out to get everything running again. It was a nightmare. But those days, and I don't want to say those days are over, because every time I say it, something's not going to happen. It seems to happen now. So I will keep my mouth shut about stuff like that. And let's just say that, let's just hope that this is, not going to be a trend for the next couple of weeks, and it's actually going to warm up. It is supposed to warm up into the 40s and 50s next week. So that'll give us some nice weather for us to work on the show ponds up front, and all the other things that we have to get done. And like I said, we're actually getting started on our spring openings in the next couple of weeks. So I think March 3rd is our first date on the calendar. God. Hi, Michael. So Michael had asked at what water temperatures is safe to start doing a pond cleanout. So we have to do a couple, we do anywhere from 250 to 300 ponds. So we have no choice but to start early. We've been doing it for years. So we do some of our commercial ponds earlier. And I would say the water is in the 45 to 50 degree range when we start, which is still very cold. It's not an issue as long as the water that the fish, when you take the fish out, the water that they're sitting in, is within 2 degrees of the water they're going back into. You don't want to put them into shock, whether the water is warmer or the water is colder. You're going to create a serious situation for the fish if you don't monitor that water temperature. So we're sticklers for that rule, and we stay within a 2 degree realm. And whether the water is 45 or 50 or the water is in the 60s or 70s, we always stay within that 2 degree realm. But good question. Any other questions? No other questions. So we will start talking about, I don't know why Siri is doing a thing here. We will start talking about spring openings pretty soon. We do have Koi Club meetings planned here for April, March and April, I believe. I had to take a look at the calendar. But we have the MAKC and the Tri-State will be doing meetings here. We usually do meetings here for spring openings and then sometimes for winterizations. And we usually film them, so we get to kick things off, for the season, with the club members, and you guys get to be a part of that. What else do we have going on? We have the WGE coming up. That's the Water Garden Expo. Michael and I are heading out there on the 27th of this month, and we're kicking off 2 product lines. One is Koi Pharma, and Koi Pharma is our water treatment and fish meds line of products. So we have our bacterial control koi food, which you guys are fully aware of. That's all under the Koi Pharma brand. We have our Pure Nitro, which is it's a full pond, bacterial control, treatment. We have our Pure Prazi, which is a Pure Prazi Quantal treatment for flukes. And we have our broad spectrum treatment, which we're pretty excited about. And that's actually, coming out very soon. We're actually in the middle of testing it here now. And I'm very excited to launch that. That's actually coming out. We have 32 ounce, 1 gallon, and we have a new 2.5 gallon size, that we're coming out with for broad spectrum, which will be the only one on the market that's 2.5 gallons. So I'm excited to launch that as well. We have a new size for our medicated, for our bacterial control koi food, don't we? What size is that? It's a 10 pounder, right? So we have, what sizes? We have a 2 pound, a 5 pound, and a 10 pound on the bacterial control koi foods. And our Prazi, we're actually coming out with a new size, which is a 200 gram size. And we have a 250 gram size on the Nitro, right? So we're pretty excited about those things. We have some other products that are in development. And what else do we have for that? We have a bunch of things that we'll be announcing as they come along. And we also have our new pond fittings line that we're launching, which is called Kick-Ass Pond Fittings. And I can actually show you some of that stuff. Oh, yes. Hi, Ben. So interestingly, the waterfall actually, when the water lands, I don't know if you can see my hand, when the water lands, when the water falls down, lands in the pond, it actually draws towards it instead of pushing it away. It will create some surface waves, but it will pull a lot more towards it. So if you clean out your pond, you'll actually find that a lot of that debris will be underneath your waterfall because the waterfall is actually drawing towards it. It's creating when it hits the water, it's pushing down and it's actually pulling towards it. So the aeration works really well underneath, pushing it away. It's actually a really good tool to help you do that. I've been building ponds for years, and everyone has their theories, guys, but this is the way I do things. I like to keep my aeration either underneath the waterfall or to the left or to the right. Now, where you put your air pump, you can keep your air pump in the same place and run a longer air line. You can move your air pump somewhere else. That's up to you. So your waterfall will provide what we call surface oxygen. Okay, so it won't destratify the pond like I was explaining an aeration system will do. So if you have an aerator at the bottom, it'll actually pull debris up from the bottom and push it out. Okay, so use the aerator as a tool for your circulation. Hope I answered that question. I'm going to let Michael answer that question. Michael, what are your thoughts on that? Come on over here. Michael doesn't want to be on camera, so I'm forcing him to be on camera. So, there you go, Michael.
You can say that again.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of stipulations with the food. One, you really want the pond to be at a certain temperature around the 60-65 degree range so that the food is most optimal to serve its purpose.
That's a big part of it is if you do have if you do have a bacterial issue, it's not going to heal in the cold water. So that's really what you're getting at.
Yeah, so you want the water to be at a certain temperature so that one, the fish's immune system is at least in the startup mode where it can actually start handling some of that stuff, but also that the food has its recommended range to actually start working. Whether you're doing it as a preventative or as an actual treatment, you want the fish to be able to handle what it's being given to actually be used most effectively, or else you're just throwing money away. You want it to be effective for what you're using it for.
So you're probably looking at like a 65 to 70 degree.
At minimum 65, yeah.
And so while we're on this subject, Michael, hold on to that because he's pushing to give me the microphone, but I'm not taking it back just yet. While we're on that subject, I guess we can discuss as we were talking about some of these medications and water treatments. Are there any things that we can do prophylactically in the springtime? What products would we be using?
Sure. So prophylactically, you should be using Koi Pharma's Pure Prazi and our Pure Broad Spectrum. What that does is it's basically preparing your fish to get rid of all parasites or any sort of fungal infections that could have arose during the winter months, because as you guys know, there's parasites that still act upon the fish in the winter months. So doing that right when you open the pond after the spring cleaning and the water is fresh, there's very little organic matter left in the pond. If the cleaning is done correctly, the medications will have the most advantageous effect on the fish, keeping them cleaner until their immune system actually boosts up to the point where you can start turning over and maybe using the bacterial control koi food.
Because Prazi Prozzy can be treated at any temperature, and the broad spectrum, you really want, I guess it's around a 50 to 60 degree temperature you're going to want to use the broad spectrum.
Yeah, the broad spectrum has a limitation to 50-degree water temperature. The Prozzy, in all technicality, has no water temperature limitation.
Cool. Thank you, Michael. Any other questions about that stuff? And we're going to talk about this stuff in so much more detail as we move along. I have the kick-ass product line that I want to start talking to you guys about. Right now, most of it is in boxes. Let's grab some of that stuff. Gabe, you want to come over here and just juggle for everyone while I'm grabbing some stuff? Gabe is gonna perform something. Go ahead. Go talk to everyone. Let me see what I have here. So I did put this back together, so it's kind of hard to do here. I will show you. Huh? I did. I know. Yeah, where's that screw gun at? Thanks. Here. Michael is going to talk to you guys for a couple of minutes about stuff, and I'm going to put this together really quickly. Hey, can you see if there's a screw gun down over there? But I don't know what of course you do. Everyone loves talking to you, Michael.
All right, we have a question.
Yeah.
Spiro is asking, hey guys, thank you for everything that you do. When you guys do the spring opening, will they ask if we want those treatments?
It'll probably still be too cold to do those treatments. I'd probably wait a little bit longer. But we can certainly come and do those treatments at a later date. As long as the water is warm enough, Spiro, then I'm fine to do them, and the guys will have that stuff in the trucks. There you go.
And Alan is asking, will you be showing fish today?
Wait, I am showing fish. We picked up some fish. Oh yeah. Do that. I should have prepared those for you, but we'd like to talk about some of this stuff beforehand, before we go into. So, the kick-ass line, and I know it's an interesting name. The name is kick-ass because they're awesome kick-ass products. So the name makes sense. They're kick-ass pond fittings because they're awesome. This is a great fitting. We call this is an I&O, an in and out fitting. So it can be an inlet or an outlet. So this comes in 2-inch, 3-inch, and 4-inch sizes. This is actually polycarbonate bulletproof glass. Okay, this stuff is literally indestructible. It's got a dual O-ring on it, so you do not need to use any adhesives or silicone with it. So this is great for penetrating a liner. So the idea here is you can use it as a jet. Yes, I said penetrating. I knew that's where you're going. You guys are too funny. It is the right word. So when you're going through a liner, you would use one of these fittings. And the idea here, okay, obviously the flange, the top comes off, screws come out, liner goes on. The flange then goes back on, you screw it back down. Nice thing is you don't need any silicone. You cut a hole out with a knife, okay? You could put a threaded fitting on the front. It's got slip on the back, okay? So in the side of a pond, it's great for a jet. It's great if you wanted to install a retro bottom drain. It has so many uses. So in case you wanted to do a no-niche skimmer on the bottom of the pond, you can certainly put this all the way at the bottom of the pond. There's a lot of uses for a product like this. Anytime you have to go through a liner, this is the kind of product you want to use. You do not ever want to use. Can you go find me a bulkhead over there? And I'm going to show you. I'm telling you this because I see this all the time. Bulkheads are right over here. Over to the right. No, right. Second shelf. Second. To me. Come to me. Right there. Okay. This is a bulkhead. Okay. This is not meant for liner. Okay. This is great for like a poly hard plastic box or anything that you're going to drill through that this can get screwed down to. That's a hard plastic, like a skimmer, like a waterfall box. That's what these are meant for. You do not want to use this for liner because the liner can easily pull out from this and will leak. I see guys all the time, pond builders all the time, using these to go through the liner. What a mistake. Do not use these. Do not. This is the type of product you need. Has a nice thick flange on it. Again, it's got a double O-ring on it. It's a no-leak design. And it actually has a screw that does not go through to the other side. Okay, so it's an encapsulated screw design, stainless steel screws. This is the product to use. Any questions about these? Please, let me know. But this is the product. If you guys are building a pond, you're putting jets in the walls, you're doing any type of returns, this is what you need to use. Next, retro bottom drains. This is the new kick-ass retro bottom drain, and this thing is heavy. It comes in 2-inch, 3-inch, and a 4-inch. So what's great about the 4-inch model is that if you guys, and this is coming up a lot, you guys are doing drum filters, you're doing sieves, you want to get really high flow, we have a 4-inch version of this bottom drain. Okay? And that way you don't have to go through the bottom of the liner. There's a lot of ponds that have been built that didn't have bottom drains in them. You can do a retro bottom drain, which is also great for having one of these flanges too, because this can go in the wall, go through the wall, and then you can run a line from this over to here. Now, we use the same, we're using polycarbonate bulletproof glass for the bottom. And the great thing about this, unlike some other retro bottom drains that are out there that basically have an elbow that goes through the bottom, what can happen is it'll actually suck a hole in the liner. And I've seen this happen. Leaves and debris get around the perimeter of some of these other brands, okay, creates a vacuum, and then the pipe that's on the bottom will actually suck a hole in the liner, or the fish move the bottom drain over a flap in the liner, and that flap in the liner then gets stuck on the bottom of the retro drain, and it sucks a hole in it. With this design, the entire inside of it is a void, okay? So what happens, and we can actually change this size. We have 3 different sizes you can choose from depending on the size of the pump. Okay, so you can change this width, this height here from 3 different heights. And I have them written down, but I don't remember what the sizes were. Is it written down on there? Yeah. But this is the smallest height here. So it's actually half of this here. So this is about 1 inch plus. I will get back to you with more information on those sizes. That's 1.5 inches. That's 1 inch. Yeah. Inch. So you got 1.5 inches. You have 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and 1.5 inches. So you can change the size of this. So if you have really small fish, you want to block them from getting in, so you can change this size. And this will protect the liner. So you won't ever have to worry about anything. This is a non-aerated version. It has a little hole on the top. It's extra heavy, so it's self-weighted. You don't actually have to fill it with sand or gravel. So the little hole on the top will actually, and you can see a little bump here. You see that curve there? So any air that's in there will go up to this top of this curve, this convex curve, and then any air bubbles will come out of that little hole right there. And that will sit right on the bottom. And you can hook this up with either hard pipe or you can use a Fernco and you can run flex to it. That's up to you. These are awesome. What do you guys think? I will get you a cost soon on them. We're launching these at the end of the month. We're launching them at the end of the month at WGE, the Water Garden Expo, and we'll be announcing our pricing then. As I said, though, we have a 2-inch, a 3-inch, and a 4-inch version of this retro bottom drain. We have a 2-inch, a 3-inch, and a 4-inch version of our INO fittings. We call INO for in and out, so it's kick-ass INO fitting. We also have an aerated version of this one. Also comes in 2-inch, 3-inch, and 4-inch. Can you grab out of that box? We have an aerated version of that.
What if you have gravel in the bottom of the pond?
Yeah, so great question. So you can actually use this with gravel. And the nice thing about that, you have to use the right height leg to make sure that the gravel doesn't go in there. Okay, so you have to make sure, if you have pea gravel, then obviously you wouldn't want to use it. So you have to make sure that if you do have gravel, you can certainly use this as a bottom drain, but you have to make sure that the gravel does not fit into this space. Okay, so you're going to pick the leg that's smaller than the stone that you have at the bottom of your pond. But that is a great comment, and I wanted to mention that, so thank you for saying that, Jim. You can use this on a gravel bottom ponds, which is awesome. So you can take a gravel bottom or eco pond, and you can actually have a retro bottom drain added to that pond. So really good comment. This is the aerated. Right now I have plastic on there so you can't see inside. Yeah, could you unscrew that? Michael's going to unscrew that. I'm going to show you how that one works. And this is our bottom drain. Okay, so this is an aerated version of our bottom drain. This is a 4-inch version. So we have a 4-inch and a 3-inch version of this bottom drain coming out. Nice thick flange, which is great. Okay. The intake is on the bottom and not on the side. And the reason why it's on the bottom is that it has a better 360 degree suction coming from the bottom. And you can add an elbow to the bottom. Air. So this is your aerated. So this is 1 inch, and you can downsize this to 1/2 inch. You can run 1 inch all the way out, or you can put a 1 inch to 1/2 inch bushing in here and then run 1/2 inch all the way out to your air system, whatever you want to do. So, check this out. This is really cool. When you're installing, one of the new features that I really like here. So this is your flange here, and we're actually switching this to a polycarbonate, just like on the other one. So this will be a polycarbonate flange here. Also has an O-ring, so it's a no silicone design. So it's got an O-ring on it, so no adhesive or silicone is needed on this. And it has a guide. Okay, so if you guys have ever installed a bottom drain, can you see this in the camera? If you've ever installed a bottom drain, when the flange is off, when this flange is not attached, okay, it's difficult to find the holes. So we actually have a pin, and the screws do not go through the body, just like they do on some other brands. So the screws are encapsulated, just like on the INO fitting. The pin goes in there, and then you take the flange and you lay it over this. Once you line that up, all the holes are going to line up. Now you know where everything is, and you can just screw them down, which is really nice. Makes life so much easier. So a truly, truly well thought out design. to help you guys install bottom drains. So we're using a Schedule 120 pipe and unionized fitting. So this goes in. You will never ever cross thread these. Screws right on. And that's your bottom drain. And these things are bulletproof. These things are amazing. So this is the aerated version of the bottom drain. So it also comes in 2-inch, 3-inch, and 4-inch. Okay? You can see there's a hole right here. Well, what's this hole for? So instead of having the connection on the outside where a fish can get caught and cut themselves on a hose clamp, the hose goes through here and connects to the barb on the inside. Okay? So when it connects to this barb on the inside, the hose goes through, connects to the barb on the inside. The fish can't get in here. So they won't get hurt on it. It has the same, you can change the size of the legs, 3 different sizes. So 1/2 inch, 1 inch, or 1.5, or 1.25. So you can change the size of the height of the polycarb. This still has the plastic on it, but that sits just like that. It'll protect anything from getting sucked in there other than the leaves. It'll pull the leaves through, leaves get sucked out, and you have yourself a bottom drain. Also weighted. So great product. Really excited to launch these. You guys have any other questions? Michael, thank you for pulling that out and showing everyone. Any questions? I love the movie Kick-Ass, actually. And I did get the name from that. I thought it was a great name. It was a very good self-describing name. You know, when I worked in the video game industry, and I told you guys I did that for many, many years. I designed video games for about 20 years, and the company I worked for, Acclaim Entertainment, didn't have massive amounts of money. I mean, they were a successful company, but they never had a lot of money for marketing. And one of the things they always said was make sure the name of your project, always said what it was in the name. You don't want to give some obscure name where someone has to go and try and figure out what it is, because then that's more marketing dollars you have to spend to explain what it is. Well, this is Kick-Ass Pond Fittings. So what better description can I give you other than the fact that they kick ass, and ass is a donkey, it's not a bad word, and they're pond fittings. So that's where it came from. And there was another company that actually came out, and they call themselves Big Ass Fan Company. And you guys may have seen them if you've worked out at Planet Hollywood. I think there's Planet Hollywood or Planet Fitness. All the giant fans that these guys have, they're actually from a company called the Big Ass Fan Company. Well, again, a very self-explained name. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to decipher it. It's the Big Ass Fan Company. And what do they make? Big ass fans. Okay, well, we make kick-ass pond fittings. And what do? They kick ass. Yeah. All right. Enough with that. But how many people are on? 53. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little discussion about pond fitting. We do have one other thing. Michael, can you grab the no niche? There is you may have put the floater in with one of them. They actually sent me another floater, another weir. So this is another one of our products. And if you guys are familiar with a no-niche skimmer, and if you have a formal pond or not a formal pond, I actually have some of these in regular, organic style ponds. This is a heavy-duty no-niche skimmer. So instead of having a skimmer in the sidewall, you would have a fitting like this sitting at the bottom of the ponds. Okay, sitting at the bottom, and then a male adapter fitting that would screw into this, and then a pole that would sit in the water, and this body would sit about 4 inches below water level. Okay? That's going to sit just like that. And then you have your large basket. This actually comes double height too, so we have a single height and a double height version of this no niche. Okay, you see this here? Easy to clean. So this gets connected to your external pump. You're gonna clean it out, toss it out, just shake it out, put it back in, and this is your floating weir. Okay, so this floats, and this will stay at water level. Okay, so the way this works, your water level is going to be about here, and this is going to float at that level. So what happens is when your pond pump pulls on the other end and it's sucking downwards, it pulls this down slightly under the water, and it creates the draw, and it draws everything towards it. Works really well. If you're familiar with the Helix skimmer, this is the same concept, but it's free. It's not built into the side of the pond. It's wherever you want to put it. Yeah. So awesome. We'll have pricing for these too. I do have one of these set up. Do I have one of them in there? I think I have one of them set up in there, actually. I have a different one. Right. Can fish get in the basket? Sure they can. I mean, it can happen. Fish can get into any skimmer. You do have to pay attention, so it will draw in just about everything. Questions? I am not bringing a regular skimmer to market now. You know what? There are plenty of great skimmers out there. The Aquascape skimmer is an excellent inline liner-based skimmer. I've tested other brands. The Aquascape one to me is the best one out there when it comes to having a skimmer that goes into a liner. They have a huge team behind continually iterating the designs on that product. The basket in that skimmer works really well. Do we have one set up over there? It's not set up right now. We're actually setting up that area right now. But I tested out the Atlantic one. I absolutely hated it. And I'm just giving my opinion. We had a lot of problems with leaks with the Atlantic one, so I stayed away from it. Guys, I'm not saying that not to use it, and I'm sure there's plenty of people that have had plenty of success with it. It just didn't work out for me. Questions? The Helix skimmer, Eric redesigned it, and it works really well now. He's got it. So instead of using a hard basket like this, it has a net in it that works really well, and the Helix skimmer is also another really good option. So, yeah. Since the redesign with the netting, I think it works great. Any other questions regarding skimmers and equipment? We can actually go over what we've been setting up over here. Let's take a look. You guys know that we have a lot of different types of filtration that we use. This area is not done right now, so I apologize. Everything is a giant mess. But what you can see here, so we have our Green Reset line of products. These are from Seche. These are a pressurized filter. Start with the 25 and the 40, which are 1 inch in and out. They work amazingly well. The UV is built in, so it's an all-in-one filter. Well, all-in-one except for the pump. All-in-one as in it's a filter and a UV built into one. Has a really super to use handle. The backwash in it, super easy as well. You pull this up, you turn the knob, and it engages a paddle on the inside. And when you push this down, it squeezes the filter pads like you're squeezing out a mop. Okay, guys, I've been using these for 10 years. We're like this with the manufacturer, and they're constantly upgrading this filter based on our feedback, and it just keeps getting better and better. So I'm very happy with the Green Reset brand. Here's the 60 and the 100. So you have a 10 watt on the 25. You have a 20 watt on the 40. You have a dual 20 watts. So you got 40 watt on the 60, and this is 2-inch in and out. And you have 50 watt dual 25 watt bulbs, 50 watt 2-inch in and out, and then you have your 2-inch waste on here. Now we were talking about skimmers. Unfortunately, it's not put together. This is the Aquascape skimmer, and unfortunately, it's got a whole bunch of stuff in it. But their baskets are super, super heavy duty now. This is the basket for this. It's got a nice handle that allows you to pick it up. You just pull it up and dump it out. These work awesome. Very happy with these. They have 3 sizes of skimmer. We have waterfall boxes. So this is another type of filtration. So this is what we call an upflow filtration. So water comes in the bottom, goes through filter pads, comes up, and then goes over a waterfall. That's these here, and then we have our bead filters over here. So we have a 2.5 cubic foot, a 4.25, a 6.0. That's the amount of cubic feet that's inside. Is the amount of cubic feet of media that we put in each of these filters. So we have 2.5 cubic feet, 4.25 cubic feet, 6.0 cubic feet. Here's a 10 cubic foot. And then we have our 3-inch systems. So our 3-inch systems allow over. I don't know what to sell, and I consider them to be, top of the line. And these are actually manufactured for Coin Market. So, internally, we'll try and get the top off for you. Did it switch? Trying to get the top off for you. It's not going so well. Yeah, not happening. All right. I'll find a different filter. Let me see if I can find a different one. So we do custom internals on these. These are made specifically for Coin Market. Okay. You can see inside. This is a 3-inch model. There's all slotted pipe internals. So we have a triple slotted pipe on the bottom and the top. Pretty cool. This all gets filled with proprietary media. And as I was saying, I pretty much, when I'm doing filter installs, I'm doing a lot of 3-inch systems. And I'm doing 3-inch systems because I'm getting a lot more turnover. Turnover means taking the contents of the pond and putting it through the filter X amount of times per hour. The more times, the better. I prefer to either do 3-inch or 2-inch. The more flow, the better. The more turnover, the better. So that means the more turnover means the more times you're putting it through the filter per hour. So very important. Any questions? No.
Kathy Gordon said, love my bead filter. I was ready to shut my pond down before I got it.
Yay. So Kathy gotten a bead filter from us last year. Kathy's not local to us, so we shipped it out to her, and she had her pond guy, who we worked with to install it, and he did a great job installing it. And Kathy was just saying that, since she's installed it. So Kathy, you're really happy with the results on your filter, and your ponds. Thank you for sharing. Any questions you guys have for Kathy? She's had that filter up and running now for what, Michael? A year? Yeah, for about a year. You guys have any questions for Kathy? She's had hers up and running for a year.
Katie Marie, do you use a pre-filter or blower on the bead?
So good question. So all the filters we do have a blower. So pre-filters and blowers, 2 different things. All right. I would never buy any bead filter without a blower. So that includes Ultima. I'm not a huge fan, but they do make a retro blower for the Ultima, which actually makes it work properly. What a blower does, guys, is when the filter is off and you're in backwash mode, the blower will blow air into the system and break everything apart so that it can be removed. If you don't do that, you get what's called bead pack, which is what happens with the Ultima filter. The Ultima is designed to utilize the power of the pump to break everything apart. So what happens is it just kind of channels, it'll make a channel through the bead pack. It won't touch everything else, but it'll go and make a channel through. And then you think it's all clean because it cleaned out the channel, but the rest of that filter is still filled with crap. You need a blower on any bead filter. Okay, with no exception. If it does not have a blower, it will not work. Okay, the blower blows air into the system, breaks, it churns the whole thing up. And you can actually do it a couple of times. It'll break up all the crap that's in there. You do it on a weekly basis. Takes 5 minutes, and then you get rid of it. As far as a pre-filter, we use a couple of different ones. We use the AquaSieve 2, which is a 2-inch. We also use the AquaSieve SS, which is a 3-inch pre-filter. But what these are they're basically just larger leaf baskets. So on a lot of systems, I'll just end up, quite honestly, I'll do a Performance Pro pump. Even if it's on a 2-inch system, I'll do a Performance Pro pump because it's got a basket that's about this tall. And the nice thing about having the bigger basket is it allows to have more leaves. So if you're doing a pre-filter, the pre-filter is also the same thing. It's literally just a bigger basket. So it just gives you a little bit more time in between cleanings. So good question though. Does that slide on? I think it slides on.
James Hogan asked, what is your opinion on Setter Sieve? I run 3 of them, and I know I love them.
Oh, the Setter Sieve is a good product. It's been around for many years. Any sieve or drum filter style product, I mean, they all work. And the Cetus is definitely a good product. I know they had some issues with the bellows in the past on those, and they fixed that. And as far as I'm aware, they work really well. Yeah. Any other questions? No. You guys want to go do fish? Sure. Maybe. Yes. Okay. I know it's winter time, so we're not really talking about a lot of this stuff. If you guys do want to talk about upgrading your systems this year, don't hesitate to give me a call. Most of my time during the season is spent installing filtration systems. So we do a lot. I would say almost every day in season, I'm installing filters for a customer. So I'm doing drain reset installs. I'm doing bead filter installs. That's very common for us. Yeah. Cool. All right. Fish. Let's go do fish. One other thing, the raffle. So when Michael and I get back from WGE, we will be doing the raffle. Pretty excited about that. Where's the spinny thing? Michael, stop throwing shit around. So this is the idea that Michael and I had. So come on over here. I threw your name in there, Michael. I must have bought this like 2 years ago already, and Gabe has actually used it more than I have. So what we're gonna do is during the raffle, Gabe is going to pick 20 names out, and he's going to put them on the board. Okay, everyone gets one name up to how many pie pieces were there? No. We're gonna write the name on there. Yeah. So we're gonna pull 20 names, and we're gonna put them on the board. And we may do this beforehand. Because otherwise it could take too long. And what we're gonna do is, when we do some extra prizes, we have some other things that we're gonna be giving away during the raffle. So guys, for $10, you could walk away with a very expensive fish. You could walk away with a koi sock. You could walk away with a bag of food. So the idea here is we're going to put a whole bunch of names on here. We'll fill every one of these, and whoever's name it lands on is going to win a prize. How many prizes we give away, I don't know, but you can't win it if you're not in it, as the lottery saying goes. So buy your raffle tickets, please. You can go online. You can buy a $10 raffle ticket. You can buy $100 worth of raffle tickets. So the idea there is you can just get one, or you can buy a bundle of tickets, and you can actually get a discount for buying a bundle of tickets. And the way it works is your names go on a piece of paper. If you bought 10 tickets, you get your name 10 times, and it goes into a bucket, and we spin the bucket, and Gabe or Michael gets to pick the name out of there, and whoever gets pulled wins. And it's super simple. We've been doing it for, 2 years now. And we're going to be doing this the first week of March. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. By the way, did you guys catch the, what was it? Not Wheel of Fortune. Let's Make a Deal, where they spin the thing? Let's Make a Deal. It was Price is Right. So they did a Price is Right. It was about a month ago, where they spin the wheel, and there's 3 special ones. I think it's a 5, a 15, and 1,000, whatever one it is. How's it going? And the guy kept on spinning it, and they kept on winning, and they won like $10,000 every time it spun, and they won something like $80,000. They kept spinning the exact amount to land right where they wanted to land. What are we looking for? All the bonsai stuff is over here. We're just starting to move some stuff around. Go ahead. You can just walk over there. Does anyone know where the key is for the lockbox? I don't know. Uh-huh. That's the one you wanted? So this gentleman is here to buy some bonsai tools.
Yeah, I come in like once a week.
Oh, well, thank you. Excellent. We're actually building the new bonsai house. It's moving from there. We have a brand new bonsai house going over here in the back. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So that'll be ready in the next couple of months. Yes. So spring it'll be up and running. Yes. Yes. Questions? What's up, Greg? What did he say? What's up, what? Oh. Hi, Greg. Good morning. Everyone say good morning to Greg. So lots of things going on, as we said. Very excited about what's happening at WGE. We're going to go and do some fish. We talked about the raffle. And to get to the raffle, go to the website, go to coinmarket.com, click on raffle, and you can buy your raffle tickets. And I think we covered everything for now, right? Cool. So let's head on in. We're going to do some fish. Michael will help, you'll help this gentleman.
You want to first show everyone your new toy?
Which one?
Your new toy.
My new what?
Your new toy.
I don't know. What's my new toy? The what? Oh, where is it? Oh, sure. Come on over. So Gabe was talking about, my friend Charlie stopped by, and he bought us his new gavel, which is for our auctions. Sold! So we're pretty excited about that. So we will be using that today, and let's get started. I've picked out some stuff already, and what we've been doing lately is we've been starting out with a couple of smaller fish. Then we go into bigger fish. We'll start out with an auction. Is that all working? But here, hold on a second. Did it jump to?
No, you're on 5 feet.
Is that good?
I'm not I think, I don't know. It said slow connection. So I think you're okay.
So what I think the other one.
Probably.
I don't know how to make that so it doesn't do that. There's got to be a way to like it because it probably just automatically chooses that.
Yeah.
All right. So I got some special fish for you guys. Gabe's just gonna set this up here. Just give it a second, guys. Sorry for the camera jumping. Yeah, close that last one, Gabe. There's one more open. No, that one. Last week's episode, 5 hours. We literally did a 5-hour show last week. I'm not sure if we had ever done a 5-hour show before, but we went for 5 hours, which was crazy. You guys haven't seen these yet, so I'm excited to show you these. We seem to be doing more and more auctions as the weeks progress. So we're going to stick with these guys, stick with the auctions, and we'll mix them up. I think I got everyone. Yep. Some very unique fish in here. Let me just take some water out of here. Okay. Sorry guys. We had a Wi-Fi connection issue. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. We have some thumbs up.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Here,
Alright, so guys, give it a second here. Is the visual okay? Alright, I see thumbs up now. Sorry, it took us a second to go back. So, we just got a new, mobile router that we can walk around with. Where is that thing? Here, show that thing really quick. This is our new mobile router. We just walk around with this. The old one wasn't working very well. This one seems to be working pretty good, except that it automatically switches to the other Wi-Fi while we're moving around, so we have to just fix that. But I see some really nice fish in here, and I already see some people commenting. We do have some Aragoki in here, some really nice Doito Chiba in here, Ochiba in here, Harawaki. I have some Goshiki in here. I have some Deutsch Showa. There's some great fish in here.
Jennifer asked, what's the scaled armor one?
The scaled armor is Aragoki scaled. So Aragoki is armor scaled. So good question. We do have a few of those in there. Okay, these guys, the bidding on these guys is going to start at $175. Okay, and we're gonna get started. Michael, you want to pick your first one? Who are we going to pick first? This one right here. This is a gorgeous Harawaki here. Look at the pattern on this Harawaki. The Deutsch Harawaki. Amazing pattern. These are all from Kase. And the bidding is starting at $175. What a great pattern on this. I mean, it could be it could fall under Deutsch, Kogan, or Chiba, Michael. I think it could be a Deutsch, Kogan, or Chiba. Or Kogane. So we're starting out at $175. Do we have our first bid? Gorgeous pattern here. The white, the Shiroji is super white. The really unique pattern. Marutan. So pattern behind the poncho on the head. Starting out at $175. Do we have our first bidder at $175? We are looking for our first bidder at $175. Now, what we're doing here, guys, because we had some issues last week, and let's talk about this for a second. We can only comment on what we see. Okay? Now we have 3 phones. We have the camera phone, Gabe has his phone, and Michael has his phone, and we're looking at all 3 of these to see if anyone is commenting. Now, you may be putting in a bid. There is a chance we don't see it. So I'm warning everyone ahead of time that there is a possibility and I think it has a lot to do with your connection as well. It's not just our connection. Now we've tried to create the best connection we can by having a mobile hotspot with us. But your connection can also be playing into, factoring into your text not going through. Okay. So there is a chance that we don't see something. So the first fish up is this Deutsch Kogane Ochiba. Starting bid is $175. Do we have anyone at $175 for this Deutsch Kogane Ochiba? Very, very cool fish. Do we have any bidders on this Deutsch Kogane Ochiba? Starting bid is $175. This fish is around 10 inches. Very unique fish. Kogane Ochiba are really new to this space. They've really only started coming out in the last few years. We have our first bid of $175. Huh? I know, Mike. Alright, we're gonna move on to another fish. We have some really unique Doito Chiba in here. Check this one out. Check out the pattern on this Doito Chiba, guys. So Deutsch being scaleless. Gorgeous Doito Chiba. What do you guys think of this one? Starting bid is $175. We are our first bidder at $175. Starting bid is $175. We have our first bidder. How many people do we have on? We have 61 on. Guys, you are not going to see fish like this anywhere. Gorgeous tosai from Kase. This is a Deutsch Ochiba. The starting bid is 175. AZ. AZ is at 175. You guys are going to give me a chance to use my new gavel. AZ is at 175. We are looking for 185. We have 185. We're at 175. We're looking for 185. 175 right now, looking for 185. It's gorgeous, gorgeous. Deutsch Ochiba are one of my favorites. I'm a huge fan. Jane is at 185. We're at 185, looking for 200. Do we see 200? We're at 185, looking for 200. We have a bid of $200. We're at 185, looking for 200. 185, looking for 200. Guys, this is an amazing, amazing Deutsch Ochiba from Kase. We're at 185, looking for 200. Jim is at 200. We're at $200. Thank you, Jim. We're at $200. We're looking for 215. $200 looking for 215. $200 looking for 215. Jim, what a great pick. This is a really nice fish. We're at $200. We're at $200. We're looking for 215. Do we see 215? Do we see 210? Who's the next bidder? We're at $200. We're currently at $200. We have another bidder. $200 going once. Jim is at $200, correct? Is Jim Gill? Jim Gill is at $200. Do we have another bid? Do we have another bidder coming in? We're currently at $200. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous. Deutsch Ochiba from Kase. We're at $200 going twice. Now guys, Jane Danik is at $215. We're at $215. Jane is at $215. Nice pick, Jane. Jim, you're gonna let her take that away from you? We're at $215. We're currently at $215, looking for $225. $225, Jim Gill. You guys definitely should be battling this one out. This is not a fish to lose. We're at $225, Jim Gill. Got a lot of really nice fish in here. We're at $225 with Jim. We're at $225 with Jim. Jane, the bid is to you. We're at $225. Someone may have to jump this one up to win it. That's right. The first person to hear the gavel is coming up. We're at $225 right now. Did it just go up? I just saw someone commenting. We're currently at $225. $225. We're looking for we're at $225. We're looking for $235. We're at $235. We're at $225. Looking for $235. We got $225 going once. Jane, the bid is to you. Looking for $235. We're at $225. We are on our first fish of the day. And we're already running with it. We are currently at $225, looking for $235, and we have $225 going twice. We're at 225 going twice.
230.
We're at 230, Jane Nanicus. Jane is at 230. Jim, the bid is to you. We're at $230. Currently at 230. Jim, the bid is to you. We're at $230, Jane Danicus. We're looking for 240.
245.
245, Jim Gill. We're at 245. Wow, this is a battle. We're at $245. Jim, the bid is to you. Jane, was that, sorry? Oh, that was Jim. Sorry, Jim. Jane, the bid is to you. Jim is at 245. Sorry, I can't see the screen. We're at 245. Jane, the bid is to you. Jane is out. We're at 245 going once. We have a higher bid. We're at 245. We're at 245 going twice. Got my gavel in my hands. Sold for 245 to Jim Gill. That was fun. Good pick. Did you get a picture? Okay, where are we next? Where are we next? Are you doing another Doito Chiba? There's no Kinsho in here. There's some really unique Doito Chiba. There's some really unique Aragoki in here. You want to do an Aragoki where there's Aragoki Soragoi in here. Another Aragoki Doito Chiba. This Aragoki here. It's pretty unique. We have this really nice Goshiki here. I'm going to go with this Goshiki right now. Very nice Goshiki. Good size. This Goshiki is 11 inches. Also from Kase. Starting bid is $175. You can see the Sumi coming in. Sumi is starting to fill in around the face. Starting to fill in around the body. Starting at $175. Very, very nice Goshiki. Nice floating Beni. No black coming through the Sumi. Through the Beni.
175 KC.
Casey Anthony is at 175. 175 is the first bid. Good job, Casey. We're at 175, looking for 200.
180 Mustang.
180 Mustang Man. We're at 180.
185 Jane Danicus.
Jane is at 185. We got 3 people in the running on this one. We're at 185, looking for 200.
200.
Casey Anthony's at 200. We're currently at $200 with KC. $200, looking for 210, 215, 225. Who's the next bidder? We're at $200.
210, Danny Hines.
Danny Hines is at 210. We have a 4th bidder in the mix here. We now have 4 bidders on this Goshiki. Very nice Goshiki. Really nice balanced pattern. Sumi coming up all around. Really good size. Guys, all these fish are the exact same age. This Goshiki is much larger. It's going to be a big fish. So we're at 210 with Danny Hines. We have our next bid. It's going to be a long day. We're at 210 with Danny Hines. We have our next bidder. We are looking for 220. Looking for our next bidder. We have 4 bidding right now. We're at 210. We have our next bidder. Come on, guys. Jane Danicus is at $220. We're at 220, looking for 230. 220, looking for 230. We have a split aeration system here, or just the one? Where are we at? We're at 220? We're at 220, looking for 230. We have 4 bidders on this fish. We're at 220, looking for 230. Do we have another bidder?
230,
Danny Hines, $230. We're at 230. We are looking for 240. There you go. We're at $230. We are looking for 240 or higher. Whatever is going to get the win here. Currently at 230. Do we have another bid on this Goshiki? Gorgeous Goshiki from Kase. We're looking for another bid. We're at 230. Looking for our next bid. We're at 230, looking for 240. We're at 230 going once. Jane Danik is 235. Currently at 235. We're currently at 235, looking for 245 or 250. I think we need someone to jump in with a bigger number to take this one home. Danny Hines, 240. We're at 240, looking for 250. 240, looking for 250. We have our next bidder at 240, looking for $250. Looks like it's between Danny and Jane. We got $240 going once. Jane's out. We have $240 going twice. Sold. $240. That's the Danny, right? You got a picture? So there's a really unique Aragopi Doito Chiba here. Check this guy out. So Aragopi is armor scaled. Has a really nice balanced pattern. I like the face here. Check out the face on this one. Got a cool gray pattern crossing over its face. Starting bid, $175. Aragopi Doito Chiba. Starting bid is $175 for this Aragopi Doito Chiba. You guys are always asking for Aragopi. It is a common request. We're at $175 for this Doito Chiba. There's an opening bid of $175. It is absolutely beautiful. I love this fish. Really cool. You know, if you don't have an Aragopi in the pond, definitely something unique and different. Very different than anything else. Just the armor scales, especially when this fish gets big. Seeing those giant scales, it's just a completely unique looking fish to everything else you have in the ponds. What was that? Arc is at $175. Hey Arc, So Ark is actually the pond I was at the other day. I was telling you guys a story about moving the aeration system. And Ark had his aerator set in the middle of the pond, and we turned the aerator off, and I showed him how all the debris that was on the top that was getting caught on one side would go over to the skimmer, and as soon as we turned it off, it did exactly that. So we're actually going to be moving the aeration system for him to the other side of the pond. So Ark is at 175. We are looking for 185, 195, $200. And we're looking for another bid here. We're at 175. We have our next bidder. Currently at 175 with this very, very unique Aragoki Doito Chiba. We're at 175, 175, 175. Looking for a 185. Who?
185
Katie. Katie's at 185. We're at 185 looking for $200. 185 looking for 200. We're currently at 185 looking for 200. Ark, the bid is to you. We're at 185. Guys, how is the connection with this new setup? How's the sound? How's the video? Everything's coming through okay? Let me get a thumbs up. Jane is at 195. We now have 3 bidders. Ark is out. We have 2 bidders. So we have Katie Marie is at $200. We are currently at $200. We're looking for $215. Currently at $200, looking for $215. We're currently at 200 with Katie, correct? And who was the other bidder? Was Jane, right? Jane, the bid is to you. We are currently at $200, looking for $215. Aragoki Doito Chiba. We have 63 on. It's a nice sized group. Hello everyone. If you're just joining the show, welcome. If you're new to the show, please let us know. We want to know who you are. Let me just reiterate. I don't want to say reiterate. I didn't even mention it today. Guys, we have free boarding, free layaway. We're at 210. Jane Danicus. We're at 210 looking for 220. We're at 210 looking for 20. We have free layaway, which means you can pay for the fish until you ship. We have free boarding, so we will hold the fish free of charge until you open your pond in the spring. And we have free shipping when you spend $650 or more. So we are currently at $210 with Jane. Jane Danicus is at 210. Do we have 220? Currently at 210. We're currently at 210 looking for 220. He just escaped, but I got him back. I was really quick. We're at $210. We have another bid. Unique Aragoki Doito Chiba from Kase. We're at $210 going once. We're at 210 going twice. I don't see any other bids coming in. Sold! $210 for Jane Danicus. Good pick, Jane. Next. We have a really nice Deutsch Kohaku. Deutsch Kohaku is about 10 inches. Starting bid is 175. Deutsch Kohaku. Deutsch Kohaku is going for 175. Do you have any bidders? We're at 175. from Kase. Deutsch Kohaku, nice pattern. We have our opening bid of 175. Deutsch Kohaku. We're looking for an opening bid of 175. Got lots of fish to go here, guys. For an opening bid of 175. Oh, that was a lot of text that just came through. What was that? Huh? Oh, that was Michael giving a comments. We're at 175 as an opening bid. Do we have 175? Looking for our opening bid. Looking for an opening bid of 175. Deutsch Kohaku from Kase. Going to give it another couple of seconds, and we're going to move on to another fish. Nice fish, though. All right, we're gonna move on to a different fish. What am I feeling right now? This Deutsch Ochiba? Yeah, Deutsch Shella. Sorry. I was looking at the Deutsch Ochiba and I grabbed the Deutsch Shella. This Deutsch Shella, really nice Deutsch Shella. This Deutsch has got plenty of sumi coming up. Sumi on the head, sumi on the back, and it's got a nice balanced pattern of Benny going down the body. Opening bid is 175. Deutsch Shella, opening bid 175. Lots of fish to do today, guys. Opening bid is 175. Deutsch Showa from Kase. Kase makes some great Showa. I'm a big fan. We have an opening bid of 175 on this Deutsch Showa. Looking for 175. We have our first opening bid. Guys are always asking for Deutsch Showa. We have an opening bid of 175. And we're at 175, Katie. Beautiful. Katie's at 175. You didn't have it on yours? Okay, Katie's at 175. We are looking for 185. We're at 175. Currently at 175, we have 185. Sorry, that's sneeze. Sorry, I always sneeze 3 times. Don't know what that means, but I always sneeze 3 times. We're at 175 and what? Thank you. Thank you, Michael. We're at 175 looking for 185. We're at 175 going once. $175 going twice. Sold for $175 to Katie. You got the picture, Michael? Okay, plenty of other awesome fish in here. Check out this Deutsch shower right now. Another Deutsch shower over here. All this is sumi coming up right here. Really unique pattern on this Deutsch shower. Starting bid, 150. Opening bid is 150 on this Deutsch shower. Opening bid of 150. Definitely will not find Deutsch shower like this anywhere. Starting bid. What was that? Al Norris is at 150 opening bid. $150 opening bid. So we have 175. We're at 150, looking for 175. Again, this is all going to fill in right here between Shiroji white and Sumi black. Right here, you got some more Sumi coming up on the tail. Nice pattern here. We're at 150, looking for 175. We have our next bidder. We're at $150.
175
I Heart Koi. I Heart Koi, I believe you are a new customer. If you are a new customer and you win a bid, you have to text me immediately. Okay? You have to text me your shipping name, your shipping address, your email address, and you need to text it to 516-547-0164. We are at $175. I Heart Koi. New bidder. I Heart Koi. We're 175 looking, huh? Oh. Koi Koi's got a lot of names. Okay. So Koi Koi is also I Heart Koi, so thank you very much, for letting us know. So we're at 175 looking for 185. 175 looking for 185. Very nice Deutsch shower. You can see the potential in this fish. We're at 175 looking for 185. We're 175 going once. $175 going twice. Sold for $175 to Koi Koi / I Heart Koi. Next. Something different. We have a Ginrin Hiyutsuri. Nice Ginrin Hiyutsuri. Opening bid of $150. Opening bid of $150. Ginrin Hiyutsuri. Do we have our first bidder? Ginrin Hiyutsuri opening bid is $150. Guys, we're looking for Ginrin Hiyutsuri last week. It was a very nice one, going for $150. We're looking for $150 Ginrin Hiyutsuri. We just went right back up to 60 online right now. Right now we're showing our Kase Tosai. Yes. So Jennifer, when you say, you have to make sure you give a number, okay? So our opening bid was $150, so that would be a yes to Jennifer at $150. Jennifer is at $150 at an opening bid. Anyone who's bidding, make sure that you're giving a number. We're currently at $150 with Jennifer. We're at $160. $160 with Alyssa. Jennifer, the bid is to you. We're at $160 with Alyssa, looking for $175. Currently at $160. We got $170 with Jennifer. Currently at $170. Very nice Ginrin Hiyutsuri. We're at $170 with Jennifer. Alyssa, the bid is to you. Oh, we're at $180. $180. Jennifer, the bid is to you. We're currently at $180. Jennifer and Alyssa are going to battle. We're $180 looking for $190 or $200. Yep. $200, Jennifer. Jennifer really wants this fish. We're currently at $200. Ginrin Hiyutsuri. Do we have any other bidders? We're at $200. Alyssa, the bid is to you. Do we have any other bidders that want to jump in on this? We have Ginrin Hiyutsuri from Kase. We're at $215 with Alyssa. This is ramping up really quickly. We're at $215 with Alyssa. Oh, Jennifer is out. Okay, we're at $215 going once. We have any other bidders? We're at $215. We have any other bidders? We have $215 going once. $215 going twice. Sold for $215 to Alyssa. Alyssa, is Alyssa a new customer? Alyssa, you are a new customer. So what I need you to do, Alyssa, is I need you to text me your shipping name, your shipping address, your email address, and your phone number. You're going to send it to 516-547-0164. If you just type in ship Koi, the shortcut will come up. But for the future. But I don't know if it comes out with my cell phone number. You got a picture already? Yeah. Alright. I have this Ochiba here. Gorgeous Wagoi, so scaled Ochiba. Really, really nice dark brown on this Ochiba. Starting bid is $175. Yeah, this is a cool fish. Starting bid on this Ochiba is $175. We have our first bidder, $175. Looking for our first bidder on this Ochiba. Really cool Ochiba. I like how it's cut in half. I like the pattern on it. We have our opening bid of $175. Looking for a bid of $175. After this bowl, we're going to go to some larger fish. We have an opening bid of $175. Do we have any takers on this Wagoi Ochiba? Wagoi being scaled. We have an opening bid of $175. Was there a Ginrin Ochiba in the Lugasa? We have some unique Ochiba in here with some Ginrin scales on it, but not a full Ginrin. We have 68 people on. We have an opening bid of $175 on this Ochiba. If not, that's okay. We're just going to move on. I'm going to pick another fish. You know what's really interesting about this Deutz Ochiba is the Ginrin shiny head. So check that out, Michael. This is an Aragoki, but a little bit of a different style Aragoki. So it's got the Aragoki scales down the spine. It's got the Aragoki scales down the lateral line on the fish. So the lateral line is the horizontal line that goes across the fish, and you can see, check out those scales going down the side. It's hard to hold them there, but check that out. So it's got the Aragoki big scales down the sides. It's really cool balance how it's separated. And it's got a gin head. So it's got a metallic head, which is really, really interesting. The opening bid on this is $175. Really unique Doitzo Chiba. Good morning, Tara. Tara, is your first bid 175? You got to give a number. Very, very unique Aragoki Doitzo Chiba. Looks like Tara wants it. Tara, we just need you to say 175 as the opening bid. Definitely a unique fish. We're at 175 as the opening bid. Do we have 185? We're currently at 175. Currently at 175. Definitely a very unique Deutz Aragoki Ochiba. Aragoki is armor scale. Do we have 185? We're currently at 175 with Tara. Good to see you, Tara. Thank you, Mark. Definitely a really cool fish. This one's really unique. It's got one patch of brown over one eye, and then the other eye is gray as well. Very uniquely patterned fish. We're at 175 looking for 185. We have 185 looking for 185. We have 175 looking for 185. We have 175 going once. $175 looking for 185. Do we have another bidder? We have 175 going twice. And we're sold. 175. You got a picture, Michael? Okay, next up. We could do Deutsch Showa. I have a very nice Ginrin Showa here. Ginrin Showa, right here. Opening bid of $150 is Ginrin Showa. Looking for $150 opening bid on this Ginrin Showa. I'm hungry. You hungry? Looking for $150 opening bid on this Ginrin Showa. Do we have an opening bid? What? I will grab that one next. Do we have any opening bids on this one? $150 is Ginrin Showa. I'll grab that Aragoki next. You know if we have any bids on this Ginrin Showa. No big deal. We'll just move on. Give it another couple of seconds. Big Showa with the minimal sui. Alright. Okay, give me a second. First we're going to do the big Aragoki in here. It's a very unique Aragoki, and this is a unique fish. So this is a Deutsch Aragoki Ochiba. So it's got a brown head. So the head is brown on it. Has a couple of brown spots on it, but the whole body is Aragoki scaled. So it's fully armor scaled. Another very unique fish. Very, very, very unique fish. Opening bid is $175. Opening bid on this fish is $175. So it is a maroon brown head. Lorna is at $175. Definitely a unique one. $175 bid. Lauren is at $175. Do we have another bid? Looking for $185, $195, $200. Who's the next one? We're at $175. Jennifer, you're going to have to give a higher bid. Lorna already bid at $175. We're currently at $175 with Lorna. We have Katie Marie's at $200. This one jumped up. This is a very unique, probably one of the most unique fish in the whole bowl. Katie's at $200. Excuse me. We're at $225 with Jennifer. Jennifer's at $225. Lorna, you're going to have to go up. Jennifer was first at $225. Looking for $250. We're at $225, looking for $250. Do we have $250? Definitely the most unique fish in the bowl. We're at $250 with Lorna. We're at $250, looking for $275. We're jumping up a little bit higher in the numbers here. This fish is definitely a very unique fish, and someone's got to throw in what sounds like big numbers to win it. We're currently at $250, looking for $275. $250 looking for $275. Jennifer is out. We're at $250 looking for $275. Katie is out. Alright, we're at $250 going once. Do we have any other bidders? We're at $250. We're at $250. $250 going twice. We're at $275. $275 with Danny Hines. Jim is at $260. Sorry, Jim, we're at $275 already. Danny Hines is at $275. Lorna is out. So Danny is against you and Jim. We're at Danny's at $275. Jim, the bid is to you. We're at $275 right now. Jim, the bid is to you. Currently at $275. Lorna is out. Danny's at $275, looking for $285, $295, $300. Jim, the bid is to you. Currently at $275 with Danny. Jim is out. We're at $275 going once. $275 going twice. Sold for $275 to Danny. You got the picture? Good pick, Danny. Next, you guys are talking about a Showa. So, I think it was this Showa you were mentioning. So this Showa here has plenty of sumi coming up right in this area here, and plenty of sumi coming up right over here. This is one of the bigger fish in the bowl. Nice benny on the head. Got benny on the side, symmetrical. Opening bid is $175.
That's not the one that you're talking
Not the one? Alright, we'll do this one and we'll move on. Opening bid on this one is $175. We'll go to another one after this one. We have an opening bid of $175. Remember guys, when you're looking at a fish like this, you're not looking at what you're seeing now, you're looking at where the fish is going. This fish has plenty coming up. You got sumi coming up on both sides here, so black coming up on both sides. We have an opening bid of $175, and your friend the Ochiba wants to say hi, and now he's moved away. We have $175 bid. Opening bid of $175. Alright, if we're not at $175, I'll drop the bid a little bit lower. We'll open it at $150. We have a $150 bid. We'll not go any lower than that. $150 opening bid. We have a $150 opening bid on this Deutsch Showa. Definitely has potential. Looking for an opening bid of 150. Looking for 150. We have 60 on right now. It's a good number on right now. If you're new to the show, welcome. You didn't hear me before. We still have the same. We have free boarding. We have free layaway and free shipping when you spend $650 or more on Southwest Cargo. So free boarding means we will hold the fish until you're ready to ship in the spring. Free layaway means you can pay that fish off on a monthly basis in even payments until you ship. And free shipping on Southwest Cargo means it will ship airport to airport via Southwest Cargo if you spend $650 or more on fish. We have an opening bid of 150. If no one takes it, that's okay. We will just move on. We definitely have some other cool fish in this bowl. Alright, I'm going to move on. What was the show that we were talking about? What was the description? Alright, so this is actually a Layaway scaled. So Tatsumi coming up on the head, really unique banded pattern on this fish. So Marutan scale, so Marutan pattern. So you got the tancho on the head with the pattern on the back. Definitely a unique fish. Starting bid is 175. Got Sumi coming up on the head. Sumi's coming up all around the body here. This is going to be a very unique fish. Really unique Sumi on the gill plate on this side. Danny Hines, 175. Greg, you're going to have to go up a little higher. Danny opened it up at 175. Definitely a unique Showa. Sumi is coming up on the head here. We're at 175, looking for our next bidder. 185, 195, 200, give us a bid. We're at 175, we're at 185. Mustang Man. So the current bid is 185. So Danny and Greg. 225. Danny Hines, 225. Danny definitely wants this fish. Danny is very interested in this fish. We're at 225 with Danny Hines. Currently at 225. Mustang Man, Greg, you gotta beat 225. We're at 225 looking for a higher bid. 225, you can go 235, you can go 226, which I definitely don't want you to do, but we're at 225. Do we have 240? 235, 250. Let's get our next number. We're at 225. Greg is out. We're at $230 with Mustang Man. $230. Excuse me. Currently at $230. Looking for the next bid. Sounds coming through okay, I guess. We're at 250, Danny Hines. We're at currently 250 Mustang Man. The bid is to you at $250 to Danny Hines. We're at $250. Hi Lisa, thanks for joining. We're at 68 people. 68 people on this cold, wintry day. What was that? Alright. We're at 250 with Danny Hines. Is going once. Yeah, 5-step Showa. 6-step. We're at 5-step Showa. We're at $250. Oh, we got 255. That's Julius. Julius, a new bidder? Julius is a new bidder. Julius, if you win this bid, we will need your full shipping name, your address, your email address, your mobile number. We're at 265 Danny Hines. 265. Or 5-step Showa. We're at 265. Danny Hines definitely wants this fish. We're at $265. I thank Charlie again for our new gavel. We're at $265. 270. Koi Koi is at 270. Koi Koi is at 270. Julius, you're going to have to up it. Koi Koi, iHeart Koi is at 270. We got 300 Danny Hines. $300 Danny Hines. Danny has got the highest bid right now at $300. Do we have a higher bid? Currently at $300 Danny Hines. The 5-step Showa definitely has a lot of potential. We're at $300. We got $300 going once. We have a higher bid. We have $300 going twice. Julius is out. We are sold. $300 to Danny Hines. Good pick, Danny. Next. That's really unique Heisei right here. Heisei Nishiki. Metallic Sanke. Metallic Deutsch Sanke. Opening bid, $150. With an opening bid of $150 on this Heisei. Oh, it's getting bright out. Yeah. Okay. Get that back on. Alright, we have an opening bid, Greg, $150. The Shiroji white on this is super, super white. Has a very nice metallic sheen on the pectoral fins. We're at $150. We have a higher bid. We're looking for $160. We're at $150 right now. Looking for $160. Really nice, unique Deutsch. Going for $150. Looking for $160. We're at $150 right now. $160. CJ. CJ's at $160. We're looking for $170, $175. Are you only doing auctions today? No, we're not only doing auctions. I just happened to pick a bull that I decided to do auctions. We're at $170. Katie. Very unique fish. Really like this fish. Definitely a standout fish for the pond. They're at $170. Katie. Greg, you're going to have to go higher. Katie was at $170 first. This bull we're going to do auctions. The next group I'm not going to do auctions, and then I'm going to do auctions again after that. We're at $180, Greg. Sorry, CJ was first. Sorry, Greg, CJ was first. Katie's at $200. Currently at $200 with Katie. Katie definitely wants this fish. We're at $200 with Katie. We have a higher bid. Katie's at $200. Thank you, Mark. Currently at $200 with Katie. Do we have a higher bid? $210, $215, $220. Where are we at? Currently at $200 with Katie. Going once. $200 going twice. A little gavel. Sold for $200 to Katie. Thank you, Katie. Michael, you got a photo? You got a yes? Next. Very unique Doito Chiba. Very unique pattern. Starting bid is 175. I'm going to try and go a little faster here because we have so much more to show you. Opening bid is 175. That was a really pretty fish. This Doito Chiba also really nice. Opening bid is 175. Katie is at 175. This is a gorgeous fish. I love this fish. Opening bid is 175. Looking for Jane, you got to jump up a little higher. Katie opened up at 175. So we have 200. We're at 175. Looking for $200 on this fish. All right, we're at 185. Jane Danicus. Jane has the higher bid right now at 185. Looking for $200. Currently at 185. Katie's at $200. We're at $200. Katie is at $200, looking for $215, $220, $225. Katie's currently at $200. We have $210, Jane Danicus. We're at $210. Katie, the bid is to you. Currently at $210. Doito Chiba Tosai, definitely a little on the difficult side to get, especially good ones. We're at $210 with Jane. We're at $225, Katie. Katie has the higher bid right now. Jane, the bid is to you. We're at $225. We have $235. $235, Jane. Excuse me. We're at $235. We have $245 or $250. Katie, the bid is to you. We're at $235 with Jane Danicus. We're at $250, Katie. Katie definitely wants this one. Katie definitely wants this fish. Jane, the bid is to you. We're at $250. Currently at $250. We're at $250 going once. Jane, let us know if you're in or out. We're at $250 going twice. We're not just doing auctions today, guys. Jane, we're not seeing anything from you. We're at $250 and we're about to say sold. Sold for $250 to Katie. Next. So I have a very unique fish here that no one has commented on. This poncho is very unique. So this poncho sanke is I don't know what you would call this, but all these spots here, these are all black spots that are coming up on this fish, coming up on both sides. You're going to have black spots on both sides of this fish. Definitely very unique. We were going to call this a Tancho Kawari. Very unique fish. Definitely has some potential to be something very different. Remember, you guys, these are Tosai. Opening bid on this fish is $150. $150 opening bid. We have a $150 opening bid on this very unique Tancho. These Sumi spots are all coming up here. So it's going to have polka dot black spots on this fish. Opening bid of $150. Hey Sean, what does that say?
Hey Sean, Coin Market Racing. I'm going to text or call you about purchasing some coin in the next few days. I may even take a trip up from Pittsburgh.
Mark, that would be awesome.
To 508 will be the first 6 digits coming. 412 508.
What does that mean?
That's the first 6 digits of his phone number.
Oh, I gotcha. Perfect. We look forward to seeing you. Alright, we have an opening bid of $150 on this very, very unique Concho Kawari. I'm very curious to see what this, if whoever takes this fish has to send me pictures. I want to see what this one's going to come out like. I'm very curious. So all these cool black polka dots all around. This one's opening bid is 150. Do we have 150 on this one? Opening bid of 150. I know which fish I'm doing next though. Looking for 150 on this fish. We have 66 on. 66 people on. Why don't you, Gabe, why don't you go and eat your lunch? Alright, so you take over. Michael, why don't you go eat your lunch? Michael's gonna go eat. We have anyone for 150? If not, that's okay. I'm gonna move on. Guys, if there's anything in the bowl you see that doesn't sell, we have 150?
Mylona, yeah.
Angelo Mylonis? Hey Angelo, what's up, buddy? Angelo at 150. We have an opening bid of 150 for Angelo. Thank you, Angelo. We have 150. We're looking for 160. Anyone want to jump in at 160 or $150? $150. 150 going once. We have 160. We have 150 going twice. Sold for 150. Good job, Angelo. I have a really, really nice Deutsche Chiba that no one has commented on yet, but this one is really cool. Check out the cool pattern on this Deutsche Chiba. Very nice fish. Opening bid on this Deutsche Chiba is $150. Opening bid of $150. We have a $150 opening bid on this Deutsche Chiba. We have 71 people on. How's it going, everyone? Thank you for joining the show. We currently have 70 on. Nice to meet you if it's your first time on the show. We're actually in the auctions right now. Sometimes we do auctions. Right now we're at $150 on this gorgeous Deutsche Chiba.
No, that was from the last.
Nope. Well, the opening bid is $150. So we have no one yet. Ryan Matthews, the Kikasui. We will get to the Kikasui in here. Is there a Kikasui in here? We have a Deutsche Kohaku in here. A Kikasui would be a metallic Deutsche Kohaku.
Size?
The size on this is roughly 8.5 inches. The opening bid is $150 on this Deutsche Chiba. Really, really nice dark brown patterns on this fish. We have an opening bid of $150. What's the all gray? Okay, that's a Saragoi, and that's actually an Aragopi Saragoi. We'll bring that one up next, if you want. We have an opening bid of $150 on this fish. Otherwise, we're going to move on. Really surprised that no one's taking this one. This is a really nice one. Very, very nice. Deutsche Chiba, opening bid 150. Alright, I think we're going to move on. Here's the Saragoy. Again, we'll open at 150. This is a Deutsch Aragoki Saragoy, so it's fully armor scaled. Opening bid of 150 on this Saragoy. The Deutsch Aragoki. So it's an Aragoki Saragoy. With an opening bid of 150. We have 150 on this fish. What do we have there? Thinking cool fish that will get huge. Yes. Single color fish. Single color fish generally get larger. Absolutely. Single color fish are closer to the original carp. Katie with an opening bid of 150. You want to take a picture? We're at $150. We have 160. Currently at 150. Nice fish. Aragoki Saragoy. Opening bid 150 is to Katie. We have 160 on this fish. We have 150 going once. And are very friendly, yes. So Saragoy, Chagoy, Ochiba, generally seem to be the friendlier of the fish types. We're at 150 going once. $150 going twice. Sold for $150. Sorry, I forgot to do the gavel. Guys, anything else in this bowl you would like to see? Let me know or we're going to move on. Is there anything else you would like to see? There are some gorgeous fish in here, but I have no problem moving on to some other fish. I have some bigger fish. So the Kikasui is not a Kikasui. So we actually have Harawaki here, and then we have just a couple of Harawaki here. These are Deutsch Harawaki right here. These three right here. And then we have a Deutsch Kohaku here. So it's not a Kikasui, it's a Deutsch Kohaku. So we'll do these three. And we'll do regular style, we won't do auction style. These guys are, that fish that is Deutsch with a tancho head. Alright, give me a second. I'm gonna do these guys first. These guys are 150 each. The number 1 is this tancho. Number 2 is the Deutsch Kohaku, and number 3 is this Harawaki. This is a Kogen, Deutsch Kogen Ochiba. This is a Harawaki, and this is a Deutsch Kohaku. So number 1, number 2, and number 3. Do we have any takers on number 1, 2, or 3? Number 1, number 2 is the Deutsch Kohaku, and number 3 is the Harawaki. Number 2. Okay. Number 2 for 150. Deutsch Kohaku. Alright, Greg, it's yours. Alright.
CJ Nightmare 1.
Wants what? Number 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was number 1 and number 2. Okay. Here's number 1 right here. Gorgeous fish. We brought this fish up before. I couldn't believe anyone didn't take it. CJ, I love this fish. This is a Deutsch Kogane Ochiba. CJ, it's yours. For 150. Okay. Next. Was it this tancho right here you were talking about? Let's bring up a couple of fish. 1, 2, and we got 3 different tancho in here. Okay. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. They're $150 each. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. Do we have any takers for any of these? 1, 2, or 3. We can't go by what's on there because those guys already sold. And you guys just moved around. I don't remember who was who now. Greg was number 1. I believe number 1 was this one right here. Greg, was it this one right here? Alright, we're going to start over because I got mixed up. Okay. Forget everything that's on there. Number 1, number...
Yes.
Okay, here's number 1. So Greg, he's got that one right there. Okay. Okay, so now, you, and where's the other one? And you. And we're going to pick one more, and you. Okay. So here we go, guys. You got 3 tancho again, number 1, number 2, and number 3. Number 1, Harawaki. Number 2, don't know, that's Quarry. And number 3, Tancho Harawaki. Number 1, number 2, or number 3. They're $150 each. Number 1, number 2, or number 3. Do we have any takers on 1, 2, or 3? Number 1, number 2, or number 3. They're $150 each. Any takers? 1, 2, or 3. We have 65 people on. I hope you guys are staying warm today. I know it's really cold out. Number 1, number 2, or number 3. Do we have any takers? They're $150 each. Number 1, number 2, or number 3. If not, that's okay. We will move on. No one jumping on these guys, that's okay. Alright, we're going to move on here. We're going to put these guys back. Next, we are going to go with, there's some amazing Ochiba in here, so. We have 3 Ochiba in here. Okay, number 1, number 2 is the Ragoy, and number 3. We usually don't do 3 that are so similar, but you know, I'm going to take this guy out only because they're so similar, and we're going to go with this Deutsche Showa, just to break things up. Number 1, number 2 is the Ragoy, and number 3 is the Deutsche Showa. Number 1, number 2, or number 3. We're going to go with $150 each on these. Number 1, number 2, or number 3. That's a great deal. Number 1, 2, or 3. Either one of these is a $200 fish. So they're going for $150 right now. Number 1, number 2, or number 3. Number 1, number 2, or number 3. Number 2, Tara Ross. Just taking a picture, Tara. Done? Okay. We have this unique tiger and this Deutsch, and we'll go with these 3 here. 3 unique fish here. Okay. Number 1, number 2, or number 3? Number 1 is this large Deutsche Chiba. Number 2 or number 3? They're 150 each. Angela Mylonis. You know what? I jumped off of that, so we're going to go back. Katie, you're at number 2. Katie's at number 2. Katie, is this the one you were looking at? Just say yes or no. Yes. All right, Katie, for 150. Okay. We got 3 fish in here. Number 1, number 2 is the Harawaki, and number 3 is the Aragoki. Number 1, number 2, or number 3? Number 1 is the large Deutsche Chiba, number 2 is the Harawaki, number 3 is the Aragoki. You're going for 150 each. Number 1, number 2, or number 3? Let's get these guys in order. 1, 2, and 3. Number 1, number 2, or number 3? Number 2, Mustang Man. Number 2 is the Harawaki. Mustang Man, please confirm. Number 2, Harawaki, for 150. Just confirm. That's the one you wanted? Yes. All right. Mustang Man for 150. Just taking a picture. Yep. Okay. Here we go. Line these guys up here. Doito Chiba, Goshiki, Pancho Harawaki, or Marutan Harawaki. Number 1, number 2, or number 3? 1, 2, or 3. Do we have any takers? They're 150 each. Number 1, number 2, or number 3? Number 1, Goshiki's number 2, Harawaki number 3. Do we have any takers? Number 1, number 2, or number 3? They're 150 each. Very nice, Goshiki. Number 1, number 2, or number 3? We have 70 on. 147. Number 1, number 2, or number 3? Do we have any takers on either of these? Going for 150? Number 1, number 2, or number 3? And they're breaking up. Number 1, number 2, or number 3? Any takers? Number 1, number 2, or number 3? Al Norris, 400 for the net. So what do we have here? We got 300, already giving a deal at 150 on these. These were all selling for 200. So we're at 350, 450, at 300, or 450, 400 for the net. I'll meet you in the middle at 425, Al. Because I'm already selling them at 150, which is a discount. So, but I'll do 425. Let me know if that works for you. Alright, sold. Very, very nice net of fish. Al Norris for $4.25. Good? 1 second. I don't want to eat your lunch. We got a couple more fish in here, guys. I'm happy to do group deals. Some very nice Deutsche Showa. Aragoki, Deutsche Showa, Ginrin Showa.
Conway said net sanke.
Net Sanke. Where? Okay, give me a second. We have these three here, number 1, number 2, and number 3. I'll do the same deal as before, $4.25 for the whole net. Otherwise, they're $1.50 each. $1.50 is already at a discount. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. Number 1, number 2, number 3, or $4.25 for the net. Number 1, Deutsche Showa. Number 2, Ginrin Showa. Number 3 is the Aragoki. Rob Conway, number 1 for $1.50. I'm full now, thank you. Is that the only Ginrin Showa? I may have another one. I would have to find it though. Okay. Is there anything else in this bowl, guys? Where is the sanke? I have this. Okay, same as before. Do the whole net for $4.25. We got $1.50 each. I said I would do the whole net for $4.25. Yeah. No, Al took the net before for $4.25. Okay. Number 1, number 2 is the Ginrin Showa, and number 3 is the Ochiba. Number 1, number 2, number 3. What is the gray with the super light Showa not in the net? What is the gray with the red spot on the head? The gray with the red spot on the head. Oh, and I don't remember which one number 2 was, but I think it was this one. Alyssa, was it this one right here? Ginrin Showa. Okay. It's yours, Alyssa. Now, Alyssa's new, right? We got Alyssa's info? Okay. Okay. Now, what was the description before what they were looking at? Someone was looking for something. Matt specifically, it's a super light Showa, not in the net. Super light Showa. So, these two right here, this one's got plenty of sume coming up, really a Deutsche Sanke, looks like. Deutsche Sanke here, Deutsche Showa here. Both of them have plenty of sume coming up. Okay, they're $1.50 each, number 1 and number 2. That one, okay. Number 1 or number 2, Matt? Number 1, Deutsche Showa, number 2, Deutsche Sanke. Number 1 or number 2? Number 1 or number 2? Let me know, Matt. We're going to sell this whole bowl. Number 1 or number 2? Oh, okay. Guys, does anyone want either of these, number 1 or number 2? We're going 150 each on these. Number 1 or number 2? Otherwise, we're going to move on. We're just about to hit the 3-hour mark here. We're still at 68 people on. We had 72 on before. It's a pretty high number. Is there anything else in the bowl, guys, before I put these guys back? There's plenty of nice fish in here. Well, Michael's gonna just raise that up so you can see. Take a look and see if there's anything else in the bowl before I put them back. And we're going to move on to some other fish. Going once. Going twice. Alright, we're going to move on. We're going to do some other stuff. The silver gray body with red spots. I can only assume, are you talking about this one right here? This is a Doito Chiba, if this is the one you're talking about. Gorgeous fish. I was shocked that no one took this one before. This one's going for 150. Alright, Alyssa, you want this one? This is a very nice fish. Gorgeous. Okay, it's yours. Just gotta take a picture. It's sold for 150. Okay, anything else in this bowl before we move on, guys? How big are these? So these guys range from what's left in this bowl, probably about 9 to 11 inches. Anything else you guys want in here before I put these guys back when we move on? See everything coming by? Let me know if there's anything else. Otherwise, we are moving on. So, really cool Aragoki here. Check that one out. This Aragoki going for 150. And this Deutsch Sanke. Surprised no one grabbed this Deutsch Sanke. No Matsu Kawabaki in these. I do have Matsu Kawabaki, just not in this, not from Kase. Hey Tom. Okay, 71 on. Sanke me, Matt Fisher, Sanke. Matt's gonna take this for 150. It's yours. Now this fish might look a little different by the time it ships. Anything else, guys? Aragoki, Doito Chiba, Doit Showa. Take all three for $425. $150 each. Number 1, number 2, or number 3. Excuse me. Any takers on number 1, number 2, or number 3? They're $150 each. Number 1, number 2, or number 3. Otherwise, we are going to move on to some other fish, guys. Number 1, number 2, or number 3. Any takers? Alright, we're going to put these back in that net over there. And if someone wants anything that's left in this bowl, let me know. We will hold the fish over the weekends. Which one was the show now? I believe it was. Oh, thank you, Michael. I believe it was this one. Jeremy, is that the right one? No, that one or this one. So I'll put 2 in there. There's number 1 and number 2. Number 1 or number 2. Number 1, number 2. Lots of sumi coming up right here on this one. Number 1 or number 2. Lots of sumi coming up on this one too. That was number 1. This is number 2. That's the one, Jeremy? You guys can take a screenshot of what's in the bowl, and you can always, what? The other one, okay. There you go. That's yours. Alright, you guys did great. You guys picked some amazing fish. And we're not done. We are not done. Alright, so the rest of these guys are going back. Come on, guys. We have 69 on. It's a good amount of people on today. Alright, we have some more fixed price fish coming in. Okay. Might need a hand here. Take that. Alright, we have a couple of different price points in here, guys. Some awesome fish in here.
Nisai?
These are Nisai. Okay. The Shusui are 600. The Benikuman Ryu, also 600. The Platinum Butterfly, Ginrin Platinum Butterfly is 500. How much for the Kawakami? Here. The Goshiki. Yeah, can you check for me? Check this out. This is an Aragoki Yamabuki. There's a Deutz Aragoki Yamabuki. It's 600. There's a really unique Ginrin Yamabuki. And I have a Goromo here too. Michael's getting me the pricing on those. I believe the Goromo was... No, I'll wait for Michael. Any comments?
Kathy Carter says that she's a sucker for Benny Kumaria.
Yeah, these Benikuman Ryu are gorgeous. They're 5. So that one, which one were we talking about there? That was the Goshiki. Guys, the Goshiki are 500. Where is this one from? That one's 500. These guys were 500. So the Yamabuki and the Budo is 500. The Goshiki are 500. The Benikuman Ryu and the Shusui are 600. So we're going to show the Benikuman Ryu first. Here's number 1. Absolutely gorgeous. Number 1. Can you give me a little bit more water? Yeah. Thank you. Here's Kuman Ryu number 1. And here's Kuman Ryu number 2. I'll put number 1 and number 2 next to each other. Number 1 and number 2. These are 600 each. Number 1 and number 2. Do we have any takers on number 1 or number 2? Number 1, number 2. Number 1, number 2. Number 1 or number 2? There's number 1 and number 2, guys. Do we have any takers on either? $600 each. These are from Kawakami. Number 1 and number 2. Absolutely gorgeous. Benikuman Ryu. Number 1 and number 2. Definitely stressing these guys out, so I don't want to leave them too long. Any takers number 1 or number 2? Alright, I'm going to move on. I have the Ginrin Platinum Butterfly for 500. Don't have that many of these left. This fish is around 13 inches. Ginrin Platinum Butterfly is from Yamasan. Going for 500. Ginrin Platinum Butterfly going for 500. Do we have any takers? We have 64 on. Guys, we have free boarding, free layaway, and free shipping when you spend $650 or more on Southwest Cargo. Free boarding means we will hold the fish for you until you're ready to ship in spring. Free layaway means you can pay the fish off in monthly payments. So you pay this fish is $500, so you can split this into 3 months of payments, or 4 months of payments. That'll be $125 a month for 4 months. Do you have any takers on this Ginrin Platinum Butterfly? Gorgeous, from Yamasan. 13-inch, going for $500. Oh, maybe we should go to back to the auction style. I'll go to auction style. Let me take a look at some. Let me take a look at some. Wow, that's small. Okay, so where are we at? Okay. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. So, is that Yamasan? Here they are. Okay, so the Ginrin Platinum Butterfly. I don't know, I can't read this line, this here. Everything is in yellow. Yeah, okay. Alright. I will start the bidding on this Ginrin Platinum. Can you look up the Goshiki? I'll start the bidding on this Ginrin Platinum Butterfly at $400. We'll start the bidding at $400 on this Ginrin Platinum Butterfly. So we have our first taker, Ginrin Platinum Butterfly 13-inch, starting the bidding at $400. Do we have any takers starting the bidding at $400 on this Ginrin Platinum Butterfly from Yamasan? Do we have our first bidder? Someone could walk away at $400.
400, Rosemary.
Rosemary's at $400. We're at $400 at our first bid. Do we have $425? We're at $400. Do we have $425? Currently at $400. We have $425 bid. Rosemary's at $400. We have 64 people on. We went back to the auction style. We're at $400 with Rosemary. Looking for $425. Do we have $425 from anyone? We have $400 going once. Yeah, Rosemary, you just got $100 off on that fish. We're at $400 going twice. Do we have any other bidders? You guys are always dying for platinum butterflies. $400, a 13-inch butterfly. Rosemary's about to steal this fish for $400. Someone going to take it from her? We have $400. Sold for $400. And where are we on the Goshiki? Okay, and the Chisui? Okay. Yep, yeah. Alright. Gorgeous Goshiki. Starting bid on this Goshiki, $400. Was going for $500. Starting bid is $400. We have a bid of $400 on this gorgeous Goshiki. Nice floating Benny. Lots of floating ducks. We have $400 on this Goshiki. Floating Benny means you do not see any sumi coming through. The Benny is floating across the fish. We have $400 on this gorgeous Goshiki from Kawakami. Looking for $400. Starting bid $400. We have $400. We have 59 on. We're going to do this Aragoki Yamabuki next. The starting bid was $400 on this Goshiki. Guys, this is a very nice Goshiki. We have an opening bid of $400. We have an opening bid of $400. I'm shocked. Hold on. So are we seeing on one and not the other? Andre Floyd at 420 for what? For the platinum? Andre, we see you on there $420. For the Goshiki? Andre's at $420. $420. Very nice Goshiki, Andre Floyd. I'm not seeing Andre on the main screen, but the other guys have Andre on their screen. That's why we have to look at more than one phone. We're currently at $420 with Andre Floyd. Red lips. It is Coochie Benny, yes. It is Coochie Benny, Matt. Has some Benny on the lips. Coochie Benny. Current bid is $420 going to Andre Floyd. $420 going once. Is anyone going to challenge this bid? It's a great fish. We're at $420. Going twice. Anyone else have a bid? Sold to Andre Floyd. $420. Okay. That's how we're going to do it. You got a picture ready? Aragoki Yamabuki. This was going for $500. We have an opening bid of $400. Aragoki Yamabuki, definitely super rare. We have an opening bid of $400. Aragoki Yamabuki. Definitely a unique fish. Opening bid of $400. We have $400. Looking for $400. We have 69 on. It's a good amount of people on. Not seeing any bids on these. We have an opening bid of $400 for a fish definitely worth way more than $400. We have a very rare Aragoki Yamabuki. Aragoki is armor scaled, Deutz Yamabuki. Opening bid $400. We have our first bid of $400. Arc is at $400. We're at $400. We have $425. I don't have it coming up here. Oh, now it's coming up. There we go. Arc is at 400. Katie's at 400. Katie, we need a higher bid from you. Arc is at 400. Katie, we have 425. Definitely a unique fish here. Arc opened the bid at 400. We're looking for 425. Katie's at 425. Arc, the bid is to you. There is a tiny little, it's a little bit orange spot right on the nose. We're at 425 to Katie. Arc, it's to you. Can I see the face? Who's that? Arc's gonna pass. Katie, the bid is to you at 425. Current bid is at 425 going once. $425 going twice. Sold to Katie for $425. I won't scare the fish. I might be scaring the fish with that thing. Next, I have a gorgeous Ginringo Shiki. Really, really nice pattern. Inazuma pattern going down the spine. Ginringo Shiki. I can't even believe I'm going to open the bid at $400 on this fish. This fish is awesome. Opening bid of $400 on this Ginringo Shiki. Very, very nice, clean fish. Nice Sumi Black coming up. This fish is awesome. Do I have an opening bid $400 on this fish? This fish is worth way more. We have an opening bid of $400 on this fish. Guys, this one's a nice one. This fish is at least 13 inches. Hi, Mom. My mom jumped on. Hi, Mom. Opening bid of $400 on this fish. This fish is worth way more than that, guys. Someone's got to jump on this gorgeous Goshiki. Or I might just have to grow this fish out. This is from Kawakami. We have an opening bid of $400. Inazuma pattern, so lightning pattern going across the body. How are you guys not jumping on this one? This one is definitely a nice one. We have an opening bid of $400. Otherwise, I'm just gonna hold this one back. Going once. Oh, $400, Casey Anthony. Casey, this is a really nice fish. We have an opening bid of $400. Do we have $425? We're at $400 looking for $425. Look at that pattern, guys. What a gorgeous fish. Casey, definitely great pick. We have $400 going once. We have $425 on this fish. Looking for another bidder. The $400 going twice. You guys are stealing fish today. Sold for $400 to Casey Anthony. You got it, Michael? All right. Next, Benny Kum and Ryu. These guys were at $600. Opening bid $500. That was a steal, Mark. I agree with you. $400 for that fish was crazy. But you know what? No one else bid on it, and it is what it is. There's Benny Kum and Ryu. Starting bid is $500. Starting bid on this Kum and Ryu, $500. We have $500 on this fish. We're looking for $500. This is an absolutely gorgeous Benny Kum and Ryu. $500 is also a steal on this fish. We have $500 on this fish. Opening bid is $500 on this fish. Someone should definitely be jumping on this. I think Katie is contemplating. We have an opening bid of $500 on this fish. I will definitely not go any lower. This fish is worth way more. Opening bid is $500. Do we have $500 on this fish? We have 60 people on. Welcome everyone if you're just joining. Katie is definitely thinking about it. $500 is a steal on this Benny Kum and Ryu from Kawakami. Katie, looks like you're not going to have to fight for it. At $500, you're probably going to take it home. We have $500 on this Benny Kum and Ryu from Kawakami. Kathy Karate, $500. Katie, $500. Katie, you were so close. You were so close. We have $525. Right now, Kathy's got it at $500. Katie, do we have $525? You were right there. You know, all the fish keep going under the net, so come on guys, move over. We're at $500, we have $525. Katie's at $525. We have $525, we have $535. Absolutely gorgeous Benny Kum and Ryu at $525. Katie's got it at $525. Kathy, you gonna up your bid? We're currently at $525. $525 going once. $535, Kathy. Kathy's at $535. Katie, the bid's to you. Kathy is $535. We're $535 going once. Looking for $545. We're at $535. The $550, Katie. Katie definitely wants this fish. We're at $550, Kathy. The bid is to you. I think we got to let Katie get this one. She was contemplating for a long time. We're at $550. Going once. Kathy, you still in? You're going to let Katie get this. All right. We got $550 going twice. Sold to Katie for $5.50. You got the picture, Michael? Okay, next. We can do the other Kumin Ryu. Here's the other Betty Kumin Ryu, also a gorgeous fish. Kathy, you want to jump in on this one for $500? Lorna is at $500. Lorna's opening bid, $500. Thank you, Lorna. We have another bid. We're at $500. Do we see $525? $500 looking for $525. Katie said I need to be shut off. We're at $500 looking for $525. We have $500 looking for $525. $500 going once. $500 going twice. Do we have any other bidders looking for $525 or $500? Lorna? Kathy, did you want to bid on this? We're at $500. I am about to say sold, $500. Sold to Lorna. You got it, Michael? Wow, the bowl is getting really full. So guys, we have Shusui, we have Budo Goromo, I have Yamabuki, and I have a Goshiki. Is there anything else you're interested in here? Shusui, $500. The other three are opening bids at $400. You're very welcome, Lorna. Opening bid on the Shusui is $500. The other fish are starting bids at $400. Anyone want to open a bid on any of these fish? Otherwise, we're going to move on. I do have some big butterfly that we're going to do. Going once. Let me know if someone's interested. Otherwise, we're going to move on. All right, I'll grab the koi sock. All right, these guys are going to go back, take a screenshot. If you see something you like, let me know. Okay, the Shusui, the opening bid was $500. I will honor that if you contact me later. The other three, the Budo Goromo, the Yamabuki, and the Goshiki, are open at $400. This is a show special, guys. Okay, we're going to pull this bowl out. I have a few more fish, guys, and they're butterfly, and we're going to bid for those as well. Okay, grab that other side. Just give me a second, guys. You know how you guys like butterfly. We're going to start the bidding low on these. Big fish. The very big fish. Yeah. You want to do that? Okay. You crazy. I'll get the rest from here. Okay. Guys, these are the last fish of the day. Doing some big butterfly. These butterfly, we're going for $800. Okay. And here we go. These guys are big. And I'm going to do something crazy here. I'm going to start the bidding at $500 each on these. $500 each. Going a little crazy today. Just take a look at what we have in here. These guys are big. So these guys are, anywhere from 15 to almost 17 inches. Starting the bidding at $500 each. Start with this Kujaku. Bidding starting at $500 each. We have 63 people on. Starting bid $500, guys. That's crazy money. Starting bid is $500. Starting out with this gorgeous Kujaku.
Katie Marie asks, what's the muted colored one?
So the peach colored one or the white one? So we have a platinum in here. And then we have a peach one in there too. And then we also have a kin show, a kin, yeah, like a kin key shower. We'll start out with this Kujaku, opening bid $500. Guys, these guys are huge. These are from Sudakoi Farm. Opening bid is $500, which is nothing.
No, it's gray and beige looking.
Okay, so the gray and beige one is a Jin Matsuba butterfly. The Kujaku starting out $500. Thank you, Tara. We have our opening bid $500 on this giant Kujaku. Guys, these fish are $800. We're starting the bid at $500 today. Looking for $500. Do we have our first opening bid at $500? We have 61 people on. Thank you, Katie. Opening bid $500. These are big fish, guys. You're not going to find, there's not a dealer in the entire country that would be selling these fish for $500. Not a single one. We have an opening bid of $500 on this butterfly. Look at this. Gorgeous, gorgeous butterfly. Opening bid of $500. We have our first bidder. All right, we'll move on to a different one. Go for the Tancho. This is a unique Tancho. Again, all these are open bid $500. This fish is a good 16, 17 inches. Big Tancho butterfly. Opening bid $500. We have our first bidder. It's no big deal. I mean, our season hasn't even started yet, so we'll go back in the tanks and we'll sell them during the season, but you guys are getting some good offers here. Alright, is there anything in the ball that you guys are interested in? Opening bid is $500. Otherwise, we're going to call the show today. You guys picked some really nice fish.
You said 500 for the pale yellow and gray.
Pale yellow and gray. We have an opening bid of $500.
Arthur asked, what's that orange one?
The orange one is, I mean, it's like a peach colored Yamabuki. We have an opening bid of $500 on this one, Katie. Do we have anyone else? $500, $500. Anyone at $525? We have $500 going once. $500 going twice. Sold to Katie for $500. Our car, you want to see this one? Definitely a really unique Ogon. Peach colored. Going for $500. Guys, each of these are opening bid $500. Pick one. Let me know. Is there another one you guys want to see? The big platinum. Peach. This is Peaches. Hi, Peaches. Kujaku. Really nice Kujaku. In the Tancho. And this is the Jin Matsuba. Do we have any other takers? They're going for $500. Where is Scott Alexa? These are all big fish. We'll give you another couple of minutes to pick one out. The starting bid is $500. Otherwise, we're going to call the show for today. Peaches is really nice. We've had some conversations together. The orange one, I mean, you're looking at, it's at least 16 inches. It's a good sized fish. So anyone going to take peaches for $500? Starting bid $500. Millions of peaches. Peaches for free. Millions of peaches. Peaches for me. That's a song that I did not make up. It's a good song, actually. Yeah, these are Nisai. These are 2-year-olds. Kathy's gonna take her. Kathy, she's yours. $500. Do we have any other bidders? Kathy's at $500. Do we have any other bidders? These are 2-year-old Nisai. We have $525 or $500 going once. $500 going twice. Peaches is sold for $500 to Kathy. There you go. You got a picture? You got a picture of the other one?
No, I'll get it.
Okay. Just grabbing a picture. Congratulations, Kathy. Peaches wants to jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Jump up, and get down. Alright, Peaches is photographed. Come on, Peaches. Okay, guys. Anyone else? We have 4 more in here. We have a Platinum, a Tancho, a Kujaku, and a Jin Matsuba. The opening bid is $500. Do we have any more takers before I put these guys back and we call it a day for today? We still have 50 on. We're almost at 4 hours today. We didn't beat last week, but we got close. Any others? Do we have any other takers? We're at $500 on any one of these in the bowl to start a bid. You're welcome, Mike. Absolutely. We love doing this. Alright, going once. You guys see something you like, you can take a picture and text me later. You can instant message me or text me at 516-547-0164. You all good?
Yeah.
That was Kathy for 500. You want me to check? Guys, are you kidding? Thank you. I mean, we love doing this show. We love that you guys spend all this time on the show. As far as Jim, absolutely. Anytime you want to talk filters, guys, I love talking about this stuff. We can go through how we install it. I can actually video, or we can do a live with me doing an install on a filtration system. We have lots of stuff going on. Hey, Brian. Thank you for joining us. We're just going to flip this camera around and, alright. Whoa! Hi guys, thank you for joining us today. I know it's a long show. We hit almost 4 hours. We really appreciate it. If you saw anything on the show that didn't sell, take a screenshot of it. You can text me at 516-547-0164. And, enjoy the rest of the weekend. Hopefully you guys didn't get snowed in like we did. And, we'll talk next week. Bye.